Yes, but you got it.
From the CEO stand coming with the ball, and you put right in the cell phone, man. James on the beat.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell
Yes, I. Special one from the CEO stand coming with the ball, and you put right in the cell phone, man. James on the beat.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Morovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you just spoon you ain't know. That question just to spoon. You want to get a news content, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Morovia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry to spoon. Yeah, yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You work it out, better to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You get like my brother to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, 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 kilibamba. This body, this body,
Of course, folks, you tune into Spoon 107.5 FM or live on Fabric 101.1 and a host of other stations relaying us all across Liberia. I'd like to say a warm welcome to you, a pleasant welcome to you, wherever it is you listening to us from across the country. And for those that are watching us all around the world, we'd love to say a warm welcome to you from Liberia. This is another edition of One on One with this. We will be having a special guest on the show tonight. I do see it's in the background. For Russell, the councilman, is in the background. Emmanuel K. George and the rest of the guys are definitely going to jump on the program. My name is Simon Slanger. I'm producing for you tonight. So wherever it is you watching us from, whether via Spoon TV, Super TV, Fabric TV, or on YouTube, our handle is Spoon Talk, you definitely welcome to the program. A lot of things trending in Liberia. Yes, a lot of different topics ranging from budget, the submission of the draft budget, to the issue relating to the well-being of the former president, His Excellency George Manuel Weah, to President Bouaka arriving in the country, the issue of road concession agreements or contracts, and a whole lot Liberians have got to talk about. I'm beginning to see traffic signs along the road. Kudos to the Ministry of Transport, but we need a lot of education. Many of us who are driving not even know what the signs mean. So as we're putting up those signs, we should be able to have continuous, education about people concerning what these signs are. When you get involved in a crash or anything of that sort, that's when you know that indeed these rules and our vehicle and traffic laws are definitely in full swing in Liberia. So you need to know your rights, you need to know the road, you need to know what you need to do when you're on the road, and what makes you a good motorist or a good road user. So, folks, welcome to the program. We will be playing host to one of Liberia's finest ambassadors in the studio. We'll be talking to him as well. The tenth water is also going to come on the program. I do see Billy D is in the background. Let me bring on the Congressman Winfrey Russell, Emmanuel K. George. But we're not everybody very close to today. Like I missed the memo. Billy D is in the background. Seems to be a feedback. Kindly check your devices and see whether or not we get feedback from somewhere. Okay, all right, that's been sorted out. Thank you, Mr. Russell. Welcome. Mr. George, welcome to you as well. Kindly unmute yourselves. You muted.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Kosu memo.
I think so. Better did not send it out to you.
I do, right?
No, for sure you didn't. And we communicated today. So, Mr. Russell, why did you treat me that way? Why didn't you tell me?
I do, right?
I will be wearing
well,
because
I know the topic we're about to discuss tonight is going to be a serious topic, and these are serious gentlemen, serious professionals who are with us. So I wanted to preempt their appearances. I'm sure they're going to come, looking all sharp and all smartly dressed and all of that. So I didn't want to be left behind.
Okay.
Probably that's the reason, Mr. Witherspoon himself just left the background. Probably you're going to look for it. Mr. Josh, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Diamond. How is it going in your new role?
It's been good. Yeah, okay. It's in your new role. But it's good transitioning in. It's a wonderful challenge. I should tell you that for sure. But we navigating our way with the help of my immediate boss, Madam Titi Kane, the former CEO, and the rest of the guys along forming part of the team. So yeah, we're settling in and we're doing good, and we hope to do better than what we're doing now.
That's great.
Mr. Russell.
But yes. Why you brought these ANC members on before me? These guys are ANC members, man. Damo, what's going on?
Let me remove them now. Let me remove them.
No, don't remove them. You brought it already. Two ANC members, and are they here to sell the ANC message? Freedom you gave, freedom you shall receive. And
so Mr. Russell is from the ANC.
Yeah, he was born ANC. Mr. Russell was born and with McIntyre. Russell, welcome to the show, my brother Emmanuel George. The director Emmanuel George, is good to see you. It's going to be an interesting show today. I want to welcome each and every one of you. We have Gibson Jerry. He's ready for Ambassador Yamblo. But before that, we have Dr. Kabia Adamu. He coming to join us to discuss each regional issue. We have another fellow that will be joining us. While we wait for that fellow, I want to bring in also Ambassador Yemblo. What we're going to do, right? Because the ambassador is in studio, Mr. Russell. While we don't have the other gentleman yet from Nigeria, I believe let's talk to the ambassador first because it's 8:34 in Liberia. Right, Russell?
Yes, but the problem is that there's an hour difference in Nigeria, so it's already 9.
It's
40.
9:34, 9:35 in Nigeria. It's
Yes.
8:35 in Liberia. It's 3:35 here. It's 2:35 to you. Because of everything, we must start the show. We can't bring in one person and wait for the order. So I'm going to start in order. You know, we have the ambassador, former ambassador to the European Union on. I beg you, let's talk to Dr. Kabiat. We can be joined by the other person, then we can go to them, right, Russell? Because the other individual is not in the back. I don't want to have a one-way conversation. What do you think?
They're our guests, and they're currently not. They're irritated already because they've been waiting since.
I saw them, but
Yeah.
the time messed us up. The time, you know, we said 2:30, 3:30.
So
But what?
I think we can ask the ambassador to let we entertain our guests. I mean, these are our guests.
Oh,
And
the
then-
ambassador is a guest, so you want because the man for wait, Russell, because I say you
Let Oppo go. It's too late for them.
Ambassador
let me say
Ase
this.
Yamlo, who represented your country, Liberia, for over a decade, served as pro tem in the Senate. You are saying that he's not a guest, he's not that important?
No. What? But no. That's not what I'm saying,
Oh,
ambassador.
you bastard.
No. So what I'm saying is that because these gentlemen have been waiting all this time, it's an hour, is a different time zone.
Or we
And
can
they're
bring
the
them
first-
in for 30 minutes and they can go. You can get in 30 minutes.
They're but man, Gibson Bullock. I mean, they've been waiting there for a while. We've been arranging this for a very long time. So I think we need to, to respect their professionalism.
I do, and I rather that this is getting close to home. I really want to bring them on, but like I'm saying to you,
Yeah, but if
we cannot-
when you bring Dr. Kabir on, Dr. Adamu on, and then once we start the show, the barrister is going to come on. I mean, both of them, as they said, that means he's going to come on, right away. So while we're going through the introduction with Dr. Adamu, and then the barrister is going to come on.
Okay, so let's make a decision here. We already have Ambassador Asa Yamlo. Let's give Ambassador Asa Yamlo the 30 minutes to an hour. I know your guys there. I know they are frustrated because we've been postponing them. But we already have the ambassador in studio.
Yeah, I mean, in
Emmanuel
media,
George.
the person that's sitting that going
I
first.
cannot just kick the ambassador up. Emmanuel George, what you think? We got to make a decision now. Unfortunately, we didn't start since 1 hour ago to serve both segments, but we have ambassador in studio. What do you think, Mr. George?
Yeah, I mean, our guests from Nigeria, if they both of them are not there, yeah, I'll start with the ambassador, give him a couple of minutes, and then we can have a conversation with our guests because they're going to cover a bigger topic. I'm going to take a while with them.
It
is the one in touch with them, so I don't know what conversation they're having.
Well, they are in the background and they're waiting, and they're not happy.
You have only one person in the back, though, Benedict.
Okay, let me.
We are wasting more
But
time.
Ambassador, welcome to the show. It's good seeing you. We happy that you in studio. It's very important to discuss this issue. We hope Benedict can work with Dr. Adamu and the rest of them while we try to bring them on. But for now, let's start with you. Thank you for joining us. Or you represented the people from Grand Jita before. You represented Liberia as ambassador to the EU, Belgium. You're a historical figure in Liberia, and you probably, if I'm correct, have declared your intention of running 2029. If this is true, I'm just saying to you, our brother Gibson Jerry saying you shouldn't even dare to contest because you are not qualified based on your some history that that you have. So we'll give you guys a chance to explain. Maybe we'll not spend a lot of time, then we can bring the other folks on. But let's give you enough time that you heard the clip, you heard Gibson argument. Honor your leadership as senator and a pro tem. The people of Grand Jita suffered. They went to praise him. Some of them got blind. And how dare you to come back and say you want to be the leader again? So welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, Stanton. Thank you, everybody. And I'm happy to be here. This is my first time entering the studio, and I'm so happy. And the last time I was interviewed by Spoon was December 31st, 2023. And today I'm so happy to see this beautiful, studio here in Liberia. Having said that, I thought on to come to do a number of clarifications as fully articulated by, my brother Gibson Cheru. Perhaps those issues that he put forward, I would not say misinformation, I would say disinformation. Because there is a difference between misinformation and disinformation. Disinformation is with you intentionally decided to mislead people based on propaganda, based on rumors, based on your own interest to put the other party into disrepute. Firstly, before we begin with that, Stanton, I came from the legislature a few years ago, so I so admire talking. So please, I intend to first take this time, better never than late, to commend the people of the Crown Land for the overwhelming support provided during the period of the reburial and the burial of the former president Samuel Kanyan Doe and Madame Nessie Bon Ganye Doe. The Grand Jury Association in the Americas were fully involved. They follow us in Grand Jury, they follow us in Johnson when we were carrying on the traditional feast and everything. Again, specifically, the committee headed by Tilmore Collins, with Beatrice Swain, the leader of the NIAO Association, Development Association in Americas, and Demetrius Zue, being very, very instrumental. And then coming home with the Senator Thomas Yaya Nimle, the chair for the Grand Jide Legislative Caucus and Senator of Grand Jide County. He was with us throughout. Representative District Number 2, Marie Johnson, was also with us at every point. Representative District Number 3, Jacob Dube, Honorable Jacob Dube, was with us. Again, big commendation again coming to Honorable Jeremiah Kao Sokan, District Number 1. In the protocol aspect, in every given aspect, he was with us. Going to meeting the president, going to meeting other officials, setting up the agenda, he was all 100% with us. So we also want to thank the people of Grand Jide. Having said that, there were issues that I thought to come and make some clarification. But I intend, as a political person who has held serious positions in government in Liberia, ranging from Controller General, Vice President for Bank, Agriculture Bank, Senior Senator of Grand Jide, President Pro Tempore, Ambassador, or in the academia, lecturer at the Cotton Graduate School, Zion University, AMEU Graduate School, and all of that. So I thought on the character, of this person must not be thrown out based on disinformation. First, I will discuss Grand Jide as part one, and then I will discuss my visit to the Senate for 9 years from 2006 to the 15, and what did we do there? And then I will be discussing also, my visit to Brussels, the economic and development diplomacy headquarters of the world, for 9.5 years. Then I will look at broader national issues when question arises, so that we'll be able to give our own input. Spoon TV is very, very strong, and so as a result of that, it is important that when we come, we discuss a number of issues, so that we cannot, after 2 days, we come back. So we want to use that opportunity. Our brother, Honorable Jeru, let me just greet him also. He listed a number of things on Sunday last week, and I thought those things that he listed was unfair to me. And that's why, and having looked at all of those issues, I felt that that was disinformation. It was plain, it was well calculated to mislead the general public. It's not misinformation. Misinformation is you did not have enough information, and then you begin to, say things. One thing that he said that we needed to go through with, he said, I did not do much for the Crown people that were arrested in 2012. I did not do much as senator and very close, the closest friend to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Let me just provide this, because everything that we do here will be calling names.
Ambassador, I don't want to interrupt you, but if Gibson is here, it's good that he asks the question to you, so that the public can know that it's coming directly from him, because you seem to be rebutting something that Gibson have said. So maybe you can allow Gibson to ask the question to you, so that the public can know it's coming directly from Gibson.
Well, I don't think there's a question, because he was giving the floor to state those issues. He stated 6 different issues. So why will I ask question? What did you say? That will be a waste of time. I hope you get it. If what I am about to react to, when he said, he will say, no, I did not say that, so, or no, I said it. Yes, I said it. No, I did not say that. Then we make progress. But to say you're asking him question, he stated, those issues. And now it is my time to give my side and provide information and evidence as to what I'm about to say. I think this is where we are. Should I proceed?
Yeah, Stanton is here now. I was going to inject him because
go ahead. I mean, you were right, but let's give
I was injecting because Gibson is here. Our audience do not have the statement that just Gibson made. I'm not too sure whether he made it here on Spoon or anywhere else. And saying he's here, he can make that statement, and then if you respond to it, that would be the audience.
Yeah. Okay. So what? Let me say this, because we are moving with time here, and I just saw one in the back. Gibson, what's your problem with the ambassador? You say he shouldn't run. You don't want him running in 2029. You say he's a bad fellow. He didn't treat the people of Grand Jide well. What's your problem with him? Then maybe he would defend himself, Gibson.
Okay. I think he was taking the right step because he already heard them. He could have just responded to them. But if you guys want me to do that, I can do that. First of all, how you doing, Ambassador Yinambo?
He doesn't want you to speak to him. Just get to the issue. You said bad thing about the man. You guys are not friends. No, but you don't do that with on the show. No. The man didn't hear you. The man say he prefers Zoe Pennon. He's not a man. Then you kind of say, how you doing? You don't know the man phone number to call him and ask him how you doing. I only show you want to make peace.
No percent, we are not making frauds, though.
It's not how you do the Crown tradition. When we get out, then we are united. When we go in, we fight. That's the Crown tradition. But let me just say this on a very serious note. First of all, a disclaimer. I am not here as a publicist of Zoe Pennon. But I'm stating these things because the people of Grand Jeddah are not stupid people. Isaac Inambo's son is Zoe. Isaac Inambo was 9 years in the Senate. I don't know why he left there that he forgot he want to go back there for. I don't know why he left there. But as far as I'm concerned, he was a failed senator. On top of that, so the people of Grand Jeddah should continue to watch the people of the same house, Isaac and his nephew, fighting over who should be senator in Grand Jeddah. Grand Jeddah people not stupid. They can vote for anybody else, but not Isaac. But let me go through the points. When Isaac became senator pro tem, when he was elected senator pro tem, the first two senior journalists in Liberia to visit him was me and Alfonso Zion. The two top Grand Jeddah journalists who visited him, cook a nice dry rice. We ate our dry rice. We encouraged him. To him, we are available anytime he needed us. That was good faith. That was brotherly. But here is the problem. Problem number one. I say you remember when you told Alfonso Zion myself in your living room that day when we were eating the dry rice with red oil. You say you are the most closest Grand Jeddians on earth with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. And I hope Alfonso Zion is listening. You said she has my ear. Here is the man who ears that Ellen Johnson Sirleaf has. The closest in the Republic of Liberia from Grand Jeddah with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Grand Jeddah were rounded up, jailed in their droves. People who were not even in Monrovia, when they came from out of state, out of town, rather out of country, they arrested them, put them in jail, detained them. The list that was in jail was 8 months. There was no action from Isaac Inambo. The closest Grand Jeddians to walk on the face of the earth with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Our brothers suffered in jail. They were tortured in jail. We from America personally put our name, our services, our financial resources together to be able to fight for these brothers to be released. Not a single press conference was held by Isaac. Not a single intervention. He wants to go back because he left something in the Senate that it belongs to him. How can you do that? What does he have? What did he do in the 9 years in Grand Jeddah? Who can point to what he did in Grand Jeddah in 9 years?
Where are we now?
Okay, so we hear you. We got to give chance because we must bring in. We'll be bringing in Mr.
I got 7 here when you finish. Let him go ahead. I got 7 here.
And Dr. Adamo on the show, but we have to hear Ambassador. Ambassador, to tell you the truth, these are huge accusations. You know, you must clarify yourself. And when Gibson speaks,
I think interruption.
You got to say something to convince these people. Gibson is not the only person speaking yet.
Yeah, thank you very much. I said to you, this information is flowing. And I was about to navigate when Brother George came in and said, let Gibson speak. Because Gibson had already, line up all of the issues. I was supposed to just give reaction so that time cannot be consumed. You see, he's bringing different things where we eat cold rice or we eat dry rice and all those kind of things. That's not what I'm here for. The first thing here is that he said our people were running up and I did not do anything. This is the issue. I was in the US in 2012 when our people were running up. When they were running up, 2 weeks after, I came to Liberia. When I came back, what did we do? We set up, at that time when I was in the US, the Grangians assembled. You can call Cheshire Graham, Honorable Cheshire Graham, the superintendent of Grangia. They have assembled at the 24th Street and made Reverend Zippe, they made a committee, and made Reverend Zippe a chair to see legal remedy to the problem. The committee went and contacted Councillor Gwanglo. You call him and ask him. We had a series of meetings at the 24th Street Assembly of God, then at my house to do fundraiser. So when you say the first time I enter on 24th Street, I provided 225,000 Liberian dollars. The second time at my house at Lobo Street, ELWA, I also provided 100,000 Liberian dollars. The Liberian Association in America had also helped to make sure that the legal process. My own concern was when I enter, I asked the committee and the citizens. Stephen, you speaking?
No, go ahead. Just go ahead. It's not speaking.
Oh, okay. My own concern was by arresting our people here, although I'm not on the ground, I believe that it is a political process that can end it, that can resolve it. But be it as it may, that we want the legal process to take a course, we cannot stop the legal process. At the same time, we should do the political process. The political process, in the end, that ended the case. But guess in, the 7 Grangians that were released in 2016, who released them? That's why I said it's intentional. Because I was in Brussels when I decided to fly.
Can I answer that question?
To fly back. No.
Let me answer that question. Council, Ambassador Yinambo.
I'm not asking you a question.
No, let me answer the question. The 7 Grangians that were released.
I'm not asking you a question.
Okay.
I'm saying something. I'm about to explain. So don't distract me, please.
Go ahead,
Mr.
sir.
Moderator, please guide us. Because I want the Liberian people and friends of Liberia to listen. When I came back, 2016, December, I went straight to the farm of Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. I got the pictures I can show to you. When I went there, I met Asha Conan there. I took 20 to 30 minutes, Lynn Eugene Nambe, Dr. Colley from LRA, and Sam Wulu had entered. I was discussing with Madam Sirleaf. I said, Madam President, and I think Madam President is in town, she's listening to it. So I said, Madam President, I think as an ambassador, I would have written you to come. But I saw the urgency, so I came to see you. She said, yes, we walked from down, on her farm, we walked from down to her house upstairs and up the hill. When we sat down, Eugene and the other people were there. And the president said, the ambassador came to discuss with me. And they were sitting there. And I said, Madam President, you got less than 1 year or 1 year to leave office. Our people, 14 or 13 of our people still in prison. How do we get these people out, Madam President? Please, if we don't get these people out, then waiting for another government, Madam President, it won't occur well. She said, Isaac, do you know their numbers? Do you know their names? I said, no, I don't know all of them, their names. These are guys and myself. Some of us have spent years together. So what she did was she said, let me call Fred Cheru. Fred Cheru just said the late Fred Cheru. She called Fred Cheru in my. She told Fred that.
All right, ambassador having problem. Dama, Dama, can you come on? The ambassador is having technical
for us to see how we can release them. So Fred said, well, I will give you in the course of 3 or 4 days. I will give you
ambassador,
the
hold on, ambassador,
Madam President, let me be clear. There were 4 Nigerians that crossed to Africa, and they killed two Nigerian United Nations soldiers. So
ambassador,
at the end of, I'm concluding on that. At the end of the day, I stay in Monrovia. The president, former president Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, gave me assurance. I went back to the AG church and told the congregation that by New Year or before New Year, our people will get out. I even had a meeting at my house and left out. And it will release so that they will have a feast. 5 days to New Year, I left the country. When I went, it did not take 1 week. The president called me in the morning and told me, Ambassador, I'm going to Central Prison to release the people, and release 7 of them, including Ufori Dia and others. So what is it that he is talking about? So that's the first count. I'm not hearing you.
No. I'll ask him Dama to come on the show. You're having technical issue. Can you hear me well?
What is it?
Can you put the headset on? You're not hearing us.
Yeah, cats and dogs.
Yeah, it's raining.
It's really raining cats and dogs. So the network is going to trip. But go ahead, sir.
Yeah. So are you hearing us, Ambassador Yamblo? Are you hearing us?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what's going on.
I say, Stanton.
Yeah, my man, this story to me that
I think. Well, let me just make a comment, and I will let him make a closing comment to go. They just show that he never had interest in the case. I gave Sinjeru. I talked to
heavily.
I talked to Tiawan Gonglo to intervene and represent our people. The first person I contacted was Serena Cephas. I sent $375 for Serena Cephas to file a writ of habeas corpus. While Serena Cephas was filing the habeas corpus at the magistrate court, the people were passing on beyond the door and indicting them. That was the fastest indictment.
So my question is, and we're not getting the studio. Gibson, we got to leave this story. We got to go. We cannot have the conversation when the ambassador not hearing us and we are not hearing him. Gibson, who released those individuals? Madam Sirleaf?
Tiawan say Gonglo. Tiawan say Gonglo. Nobody. He know. First of all, Stanton, how can a man who say intervene? He never one day visited the inmates. They were 32, about 38.
That is a tough time.
They were 38.
I don't know what's going on yet.
When he talking about 13, it means the rest of the other people have been released already. They were 38. 8 of them were transferred to Ivory Coast when Tiawan Gonglo got involved. When he filed the papers, they said 8 of them are from Ivory Coast. They were going to send them to Ivory Coast. They sent them to Ivory Coast. Then Tiawan Gonglo filed another paper for the others on the indictment. And the government said, we don't have any evidence against these other people. We'll release them. They released 7. They became about 13 people. By that time, we're already down the line.
Gibson, hold on 1 minute, guys. We would not continue like this. Damon, we are not hearing as a Yamlo. We are not hearing you. We have to maybe reschedule.
Let's try again. Yeah, let's try again. I'm hearing you now. Let's go again.
You hearing us?
Yeah,
Yes.
but you guys coming in broken, and we cannot have a good conversation when we're not hearing. So as a Yamblo, again, we are having problem with you in the studio. If you can hear us, we are not hearing you very well. The people on set having problem hearing you. Can you hear me, Sir Asa Yamblo?
What?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we are hearing a little bit now.
Okay.
Start on, let him make opening comment and go. Next time we'll talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it next time. It's very confusing and very unfortunate that we cannot continue with Ambassador Yamblo. The studio is having this technical problem. As you can, Ambassador, you're not hearing us. We're not hearing you either. Russell, are you hearing him?
Oh, I'm hearing you now. I'm hearing you now.
Okay. Damo, can you hear us well now?
Yeah, it's really raining.
It's off and on.
Yeah, it's raining heavily. It's causing some disruption to the network. But if you can hear us, then we can proceed. If not, then we can take it by the phone.
Now, this conversation is not by phone, Damo. Asa Yamblo got to be like Asa Yamblo got to address Gibson. Gibson making a huge allegation on him. They stand on the 2029 election. They stand on Asa Yamblo representing the people of Grand Jita, and he didn't fight for them. It will be a disservice to have it on phone. If we can reschedule this, let's reschedule it. But I do believe that.
You are clear now. You are clear.
So I say, because
So
we
let me-
Ambassador Yamblo, how many people were in prison that you know of? We're not hearing you. All right, guys, we're going to stop here. We are not hearing Sir Asa Yamblo. Russell is the Dr. Andamu and Frank teacher ready? Are they ready, Russell? We're not hearing you, Russell.
Yes, the barrister is on. He says he's in the back. He's now on.
Okay, I can see him now. What about Dr. Adamu? Can you make sure he's in the back?
Dr. Adamu.
We want to say we'll shift gear. If you can join us, Dama, just connect us on the radio. If you can, if you hear me, we will reschedule Ambassador Asa Yamblo again. I cannot have an interview where we're having this technical issue, Emmanuel. I'm sorry, guys. It's very important to the people of Grand Jita, but we must discuss the issue holistically. How many people were in prison? How many people Asa Yamblo released? Gibson telling us that they were released, but Tewon said Gonglo, Councillor Gonglo released them. The issue about Asa did nothing for the people of Grand Jita, and he and his nephew, Joe Penner, want to do this. These are very huge allegations. So I say, if you're hearing us, please, let's reschedule you. Come during the week if you can. Come whenever. The rain, we cannot control it. It's natural. Unfortunately, that's where we are. I'm sorry, we got to go. Adama, we're going to leave Ambassador Asa now, and we schedule him from another day. I'm sorry.
You hearing us?
Can you hear me?
Are you hearing us?
You see, you're not even hearing me. All right. We'll call Asa. Then Damo will make that arrangement. Damo, please do make the arrangement. Let me bring in Dr. Kabir, Dr. Kabia Adamu, and I will bring in Mr. Frank. Is that Ambassador Frank, Dr. Frank, or Mr. Frank Tati?
He's a barrister. He's a lawyer.
Barrister. I can see this Nigerian little movie. They say barrister. I thought that's somebody's name. I don't know how they call the lawyer in Nigeria. So okay. Barrister Tatai, I think that's the name. It's good to have you. Dr. Kabia Amadou, thank you very much for joining us. We are pleased to have you guys. And sorry, it's raining in Liberia. Hope to continue with you, that our people in Liberia can hear you guys well. Because of the weather condition, we have to prematurely end our first segment. But those online will follow us. Thank you for joining us. Russell, take it away. Allow the guys to introduce themselves, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Now, before they come on, just want to say thanks, and we're really, really sorry about the time adjustments and all of that. We just had a change of time here in America. The time we had the fall back, so it's now, when it's 2 o'clock here, it's 3 o'clock in New York and New Jersey, where Stanton is, and a lot of folks don't realize in the studio in Monrovia did not realize that there is a time difference between the other parts of West Africa, the Mana River Union area, and Nigeria. So really sorry about that to Barrister and to Doc. We're very, very sorry, but we're excited that you join us. And so one of the things we're going to be talking about today, I mean, we know we have been following this issue and looking at the regional implication of all of what's been going on in Nigeria with respect to President Donald Trump and the remark that he's made. It's been very provocative and looking at Nigeria. President Trump is alleging that there's a genocide against Christians that is underway and has threatened military intervention. But what is really happening on the ground in Nigeria, which is Africa's most populous nation and has the largest economy in Africa? Is this targeted religious cleansing, or is it something far more complex than that? We are trying to explore this with these two guests from Nigeria, two professionals from Nigeria, one of whom I know very well. And so looking at the data, so from both the Christian and the Muslim side of it, let's see how best we can unpack and look at the political motivations behind the inflammatory rhetoric coming from President Trump. This is not just about Nigeria, but about the West African region. It's about the large Black diaspora. So it's about how global leaders frame and shape narratives around conflict and what that means for peace, diplomacy, and the truth itself. So with
before we get into it, allow the guests to introduce
themselves. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Let's start with Dr. Kabir. Dr. Kabir, welcome to Spoon Talk. It's good to have you. Please introduce yourself. Let us know and our audience who you are and what you bring to the table tonight.
All right, thank you for having me. And just like Winfred mentioned, I've been in the studio for more than an hour, and I'm delighted to be here. I wish it was under a different circumstance, but all the same, I'm delighted to be here. My name is Dr. Kabir Adamu. I founded and manage Beacon Security and Intelligence Limited. It's a company that provides security and intelligence services across Africa, currently deployed in about 9 countries within the African continent, where we support organizations, communities to manage their security challenges. And once again, I'm delighted to be here.
Thank you very much, Dr. Adamu. Let me bring in Barrister Frank Tatai. Can you please introduce yourself, sir?
All right, thank you very much, and I hope you can hear me. I've been trying to get my microphone connected. My name is Frank Tietie. It is actually pronounced Tietie. It's, well, a privilege to be here, to be invited to have this cross-border conversation on the raging issues in Nigeria. I'm a lawyer, and I'm also the executive director of Citizens Advocacy for Social and Economic Rights. And oftentimes I make my comments known widely in the Nigerian media. So I think that it's good that we're able to have this conversation to broaden our understanding across borders.
Thank you very much, Dr. Adamu and Barrister Tate. What's your take? Regionally, we heard about Boko Haram, we heard about Muslim slaughtering Christian, not only in Nigeria, but other part of the world. The attention is drawn to the fact that, well, we are seeing videos and photos of what is happening on that part of Nigeria. Let me bring in Dr. Adamo first. Dr. Adamo, let us know what was actually going on. Is it true that we're having ethnic cleansing, religious cleansing when it comes to what is happening and what we heard from Washington, D.C.?
Yeah, once again, thank you for this opportunity. And I'm trying to share my screen. I don't know if you can see my screen. I think it would make the conversation a bit more engaging. Can you confirm that you can see my screen?
It's up. It's up, Dr. Adam. Your screen is up.
Awesome. So what I did in Beacon Security and Intelligence Limited is to put together data of security incidents. And then we attempted to disaggregate that data according to 3 metrics, which is abduction, fatalities, and incidents. And then we also did it by location. Nigeria has 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory, so that's making 37 locations. And of course, this is across 5 years rather, from 2021 up to 2025. We also disaggregated this according to the 2 dominant religions in Nigeria. And that's not to say that they are the only 2 religions in Nigeria, but they are the dominant ones, Christianity and Islam. And for time purposes, I'll kind of just jump. Let me start with this slide, which is an indication of the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory, and then the representation of Christians and Muslims in each of these locations. And this is important because it gives a sense, for instance, which state has more dominant Christians and which ones has dominant Muslims. For anyone who has been following Nigeria, most of the news that comes out on the killings would be from Plateau State and Benue State. Now, these are Christian dominated states. However, states like Zamfara, Katsina, that are also security challenged, probably more security challenged than Benue or Plateau, do not get enough coverage in the news. Anyway, so what we did is to now look at the data over these 5 years, and we brought out all the attacks on churches within that period, as well as all the attacks on mosques within the period. And on the left-hand side of my screen are the attacks on churches. In 2021, the light shaded bar chart is for incidents, while the dark green shaded bar chart is for abductions that occurred within that year. And then, of course, the red is for fatalities, the number of persons that were killed as a result of that attack. Now, looking at the 2 bar charts, the one on churches and mosques, there is no much difference in terms of the frequency of the attacks. But what is very clear, even to a very casual observer, without going into the details of the attack, is the fact that both sites are being attacked. Churches were being attacked, mosques were being attacked. But if you also look more closely at the spatial distribution, you would see that in terms of the attacks on churches, they were reducing. 2021, you could see down to 2025. The numbers, of course, are reducing. But then when you look at that of the mosque, you can see an increase in the number. As the attacks on churches were decreasing, it seems that the attacks on mosques were increasing. In terms of the total numbers, what we saw for churches, 121 incidents within these 5 years, and then 399 abductions, as well as 110 killings from the attacks in churches. For mosques, 75 incidents, lower than the churches, but then the abduction also lower, 263 abductions, but the killings were higher, 142 killings from this attack. So again, the difference is not that much for a specific targeting of churches and mosques. But then let me go to the next slide, which is the more disturbing one. So this slide is for incidents that occurred in 2025 alone, starting from January up to October 31st, 2025. Now, sadly, and I say this with all sense of responsibility, a total of 9,540 Nigerians have been killed within these 10 months. And I'm sure you would understand that this puts Nigeria among probably the top 5 most security challenge countries in the world. But then when we disaggregated this according to the 2 religions, it turned out that for fatalities, 2,831 Christians were killed in 2025 up until 31st October, while 6,709 Muslims were killed within that period. For abductions, 1,251 Christians were abducted, while 5,924 Muslims were abducted within the same period. That's just for this year, 2025. Let me quickly go. There are other slides. What we did here, we added the 2 figures for attacks on churches and attacks on mosques. And clearly, you can see that the numbers are reducing. Still high, but they are reducing. Apart from this 2024, where the bar chart showed us an increase. And the simple reason for this is because of the attacks on mosques in 2 states, in particular, in Katsina State and Zamfara State. Now, the last map I would like to show you, which is the most revealing of all. What we did here is disaggregate according to the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. And by the time we summed up all the numbers, it came to, within the 5 years, it came to the number of Christian fatalities, 12,985, while that of Muslims, 23,618. Now, why did I do this presentation? First off, is to show that these attacks are not specific to any faith. In fact, if you're going to use the numbers alone, the conclusion is that more Muslims have been killed than Christians within the year. So it was really surprising to a lot of Nigerians hearing President Trump alleging that there is a Christian genocide, completely ignoring the fact that Muslims were also being killed. Now, we're not proud of the statistics that we're presenting. All we're trying to do, and which is the principal message I'm trying to do, is that there was a misrepresentation by President Trump. The reality is extremely different. The second point I would like to make is that the causal factors are not religious. So these numbers have, depicted the persons who were killed were not being killed because they were Christians or they were Muslims. In other words, the perpetrators of the attack did not single them out because they were Christians or Muslims. It can be argued that if someone specifically attacks a church or a mosque, his intention is to kill Christians or Muslims. But the issues are a bit more complex than that. There are criminal objectives behind it. There are political objectives. There are so many other reasons that have led to those attacks. And perhaps in the course of our conversation, we can look at those other reasons. But the point I want to make here is to discountenance that assumption by President Trump that this is a religious attack, and specifically a Christian genocide attack. It's more complex. It does not speak to genocide, but a more complex and relationship. I'll stop here. If you've got questions on the presentation I've made, I'll be happy to kind of go.
Before we talk to Barrister Frank Titi. Listen, are you a Christian or Muslim?
I'm a Muslim, but then, and this is important to note, the company that I run is ISO certified. We also have a diversity, equity, and inclusion policy. The staff is made up of both Christians and Muslims. Yes, I kind of supervised this, but they handled it. It was done by my staff. And like I said, in fact, the person who headed the team that produced this is Christian. Her name is Ruth. She's from Plateau State.
Okay, so again, let me ask the question. Are you a Christian or you're Muslim?
I answered that by saying I'm a Muslim.
Okay, no, I just want us to just, keep the flow going. You're Muslim, you are giving reports and showing that from your company, you are the head of that company. So one would say you are very impartial with your report, because comparing your report with that of the CBN or other report, your report actually is not doing justice to the other reports we are getting internationally. How can we then believe that your report is that accurate? Well, I can read this to you, and I'm about to pull it up too. Let's forget. But let me go ahead.
let me respond to the question. Number one, I told you we're ISO certified. We cannot be ISO certified if we've got a tendency or to give false report. We've been operating for the past about 15 years. Our products have never been questioned. Number three, ACLED, which is probably the most respected conflict data, that is non-aligned, that does not, ACLED stands for Armed Conflict Event and Location Data. It's available online. It aligns with this data that I've shared with you. Anyone who is in doubt should go there. And we're also open. Anyone who wants to interrogate the data. I'm a Nigerian and no international body.
Have you,
allow me to this point is important. Allow me to
go ahead.
I'm making the point that I'm a Nigerian. I operate on the basis of intelligence. Intelligence is a unique field. I have about 27 years experience in intelligence. I'm not going to compare the database that I have, that I work hardly to develop. By that, I mean my company, not myself personally, with what an international body develops. I don't know how they got their data, but I know how I got my data. And anyone who wants to interrogate the data is free to come and interrogate the data. We're ISO certified, and we would not put out the data that is faulty or that perhaps seeks to point to something that it does not exist.
So, but my question: have you seen other international data? Have you seen that?
Definitely. I mean, I've been following this development, and I've had meetings with the U.S. Embassy in Nigeria. Just to give you an example, the United States Commission on International Religious Freedom, when they released their report in Nigeria, on Nigeria, I mean, if President Trump had used that report to make his statement, nobody would be having this argument, because the report was very clear. What that report said, that there was religious suppression, and it affected both Muslims and Christians. And as a Nigerian, yes, I can relate with that.
I'm going to ask the last question, then we'll bring the guys on. From there, we'll go to Barrister Frank. The issue is that you are confirming that Christian, they are killing Christian, as per your report. But yeah, you are telling folks that, well, it's not like to that numbers that have been reported internationally. It's more or less than the killing of Muslims. My questions, let me put this up first, right? Let's just get deeper into what you presented today. These are some statistics, because we cannot give you everything. 2025 alone, 7,000 Christians killed in the first 8 months. Is this true? Have you gotten any report to show that 7,000 or over have been killed in the first 8 months?
It's not true. Look at this data that I'm presenting here. In the whole of the year, from January to October 31st, 9,000 persons were killed. And even if without looking at the data, and I'm sure anyone who knows Nigeria will agree with what I'm going to say, the division between Christians and Muslims is about 50%.
This is a report from the International Society for Civil Liberties and Rule of Law. A Nigerian human rights organization claimed that more than 7,000 Christians were massacred across Nigeria in the first 200 days of 2025, averaging to 32 deaths per day. You are telling us to look at your report, and this is the International Society for Civil Liberties report. You are saying their report is wrong, but you want us to believe your report. That's one of the many reports that is out there. So let's just be fair. Christians, they are killing Christians. So Donald Trump is not wrong when he said they are killing Christians. You are not saying that he's wrong, though. I mean, my last question before we move on, who's doing the killing and what's the government position on who's doing the killing? Daniel Kabir? Oh, well. Russell, did we?
Kabir, can you hear us, or is he frozen?
I think he is. Let's see whether he will come. He will join us again. Guys, we're here to discuss issue, and this issue is very, very important, whether you're Christian or you're Muslim. I want to come to you, Barrister Titi. Are you a Christian?
Of course, I'm a Christian, yeah.
Okay. Let's hear your side of this story, because we got so many international reports that defended Donald Trump here. that they are killing, they are massacring, right, Christians. The argument that Adamo is making, well, it's across the line, both Christian and Muslim, but he's dropping the Christian number according to his report. We are seeing international report, and I'm going to put them up, that he's wrong. But he's saying, no. Believe my report. Don't believe on the international report. What say you?
I think the figures that Dr. Adamu had just put up now are very troubling. I think this is the first time he's putting them up. I would have challenged him to bring them up in the Nigerian media. Both of us share a very prominent place in the Nigerian media, wider Nigerian media. So he should have put them up. The question that you asked him before he froze would have been very instructive. Question is, who do the killings? Do the Christians kill anybody? Do Christians set out to say that they are on a jihadist mission to cleanse the land of whatever? So we have Boko Haram started in 2009, and the same inter-society that you referred to has the figures that over 100,000 Christians have been killed since 2009. However disputable the figures may be, there is something that has been quite, agreed among all the civil society actors and any person any credible organization that can actually carry out any form of research, Amnesty International, and the figures all tend to show that Christians are on the receiving side. And whereas they are not the ones carrying out the assault, there are no Christian groups, no Christian individuals that swear to killing any Muslim. In fact, it's very interesting. And so when you hear Muslims killing Muslims and then Muslims giving you the number of the Muslims that Muslims kill, and then nobody hears about them, it doesn't become an issue until Donald Trump says he's planning to invade Nigeria, and then you hear all sort of figures coming out to say that Muslims are actually being killed. As a sort of justification for the killing of Christians, So there is no contention about the fact that Christians in Nigeria have been targeted and killed because of very many reasons, not necessarily only religious reasons. Of course, we have terrorism going on in this country. We have insurgency against the government. We have banditry. We have kidnapping. And then we have the age-old farmer headers crisis, in terms of crisis, violent crisis, attacks to claim land, to grab land. So these are complex issues in Nigeria. But over time, particularly the killings in Benue and the Plateau have been attributed to targeted, systematic, planned attacks against Christians. For example, the attack against a particular Catholic church in Ondo State, where a number of worshippers, I can't get the exact figure, scores of worshippers were killed on a Sunday morning. For what purpose? So the figures are there. In fact, if Kabiru Adamu, if we were to just take a look at newspaper reports on these killings over the years, we will be able to get at these numbers to corroborate much of what the numbers are saying. I'm not very sure, and I don't believe Kabiru Adamu's numbers. Of course, he has a lot of limitations. He is a business. He's a business consultancy. But we're talking about civil society or organizations that are international, whether it's Amnesty International or Human Rights Watch or ACLED or the Inter-Society. Now, these organizations are likely to give dispassionate numbers. We have our disappointments, quite all right, because we do expect that the United Nations, which is resident in Nigeria as well, should be documenting these things. I'm talking about the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights, should actually hold a more neutral position and to give these figures. It's very sad that it is the Muslim groups, jihadist groups, Islamic groups that, do the kidnapping. They're the ones who do the killing. They're the ones who brandish these killings and these attacks on social media. Now, it's now somehow very, very troubling that when Donald Trump now says he's taking interest in what's going on in Nigeria, you find the same Islamist sympathizers who are now defending them, saying that Donald Trump shouldn't come and all of that. So the situation is very, very complex beyond numbers. We are dealing with the life of human beings being taken every day as a result of systematic, unbridled attacks, that have not been in any way abated. So it's a very troubling situation, and a good thing that I can see my friend Dr. Adamu is back. And I say that no,
we're going to pause you, Barrister Titi. I'm sorry, and then we want to bring the other guys into to ask their question. Let me go back to Dr. Adamu. Can you hear us, sir? Can you hear us, Dr. Adamu?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear me, sir?
Can you hear me?
You are good. We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you as well.
Thank you very much. My question prior to you going off, who's doing the killing?
So I counted, or Beacon counted about 80 actors. That's why I said the situation in Nigeria is extremely complex. And if we kind of remove, any preconceived notion and try to understand the point I'm trying to make, there are about 80 actors. Some of these actors, Nigeria has what is called a terrorism prevention and prohibition law, which was amended in 2022. It has about 6 terrorist groups that it has identified. So the terrorist groups are doing the killing, 6 of them. Apart from that, you've got bandit groups. The bandits are numbering about 30 different groups. They are spread across most of northwestern, north central, and then some parts of northeastern Nigeria. And then if you move further into north central, southeastern Nigeria, you've got militant groups, you've got criminal groups that are organized, you've got cultists. So anyway, when we counted all of these groups, there are about 80 of them. Now, the ones that are common.
I'm sorry, because we got to be engaging here, Dr. Adamu. I'm so sorry. So you are saying that we have terrorists in Nigeria. Am I correct?
Definitely, according to the Nigerian terrorism law. I'm not using the US law. I'm using the Nigerian. It categorizes 6 groups.
So then, if we do have
allow me to
terrorists,
mention their names. Allow me to mention their names. So we put this conversation in proper perspective. The first one is the Jamaat al-Ahli Sunnah lil-Dawati wal Jihad, and then the Islamic State in West Africa province. The third one is Ansaru. Now, all of these 3 together are called Boko Haram. I'm sure most of us will be familiar with that name. But for the purpose of our conversation, it's important to differentiate them. 3 of them, 3 different groups active in 3 different locations. And then you have new ones that have emerged. The 4th one, called Lakurawa, it emerged in northwestern Nigeria, across the border between Nigeria and Niger Republic. And then you have the Mahmudawas that are in north central Nigeria, in a state called Niger State, in the border area between Nigeria and Benin Republic. And then if you move further down, which is now a bit controversial, there is the indigenous people of Biafra. It's been categorized as a terrorist group, but it's active in southeastern Nigeria and has killed a significant number of Nigerians as well. So these are the 6 groups that are categorized under the TPPA in Nigeria.
Okay, it's good that you're educating us, though. To confirm this thing, we got terrorists in Nigeria. You should be jubilating, jumping, and be praising God that Donald Trump is about to go in there and clean the terrorist group. Am I correct?
So the challenge with Donald Trump's position, ordinarily, yes, every Nigerian would want to end the terrorism. Now, this is the challenge, and this is what the U.S. government is not telling the world. The U.S. government has a bilateral defense relationship with Nigeria. It has been training Nigerian military. It has existing intelligence liaison agreement with Nigeria. It has, over the God knows how many years, supported different types of training. It has boots on the
Forget
ground.
all that, Dr. Adam. What the Tinubu government doing to prevent all the killing? Because if your government cannot prevent this, and the report showing that Nigerians and non-Nigerians are dying indiscriminately, whether because they are Christian or Muslim, and you get a war superpower say we coming in to help, saying you cannot do the job, you should be celebrating Donald Trump. Yeah, you should be happy.
Yeah.
Boko Haram took all the females, then raped them, killed them, and they all kind of blast off with them. honor your other leader, right? May his soul rest in peace. Nothing came out of it. So I think you should be happy that Donald Trump is going to help you guys and help the region as a whole, the ECOWAS community, to bring some stability and sanity in that region by wiping up those terrorists. Do you want terrorists to be in Nigeria?
Definitely not. And nobody
So
wants
can you
terrorists to be in
appreciate
Nigeria.
Donald Trump on the show tonight that he will be doing the right thing to send people out there to clean them out?
That's not what he's saying. He's not saying he's sending them out there to clean them up. And for God's sake, we've got an elected government. If he wants to help that government, he should offer to help them and not to attack a country without the consent of its people.
Well, that's in the national security interest of the United States government. I mean, if the security has read, they can do that in their own national security interest. We are talking about Christian dying. You brought a number up. You said Muslim dying. So we agree that Christian and Muslim dying. Who's doing the killing? That's their terrorists. And if they can go after terrorists, I think it's a good thing. The world will be at peace for this to happen. But I'm not alone asking the question, Dr. Adamo. Let me bring the rest of the guys in.
I would love to ask you one question. I would love to ask you one question. Show me one country in the world that the US has gone to and has helped them in ending terrorism. Afghanistan, what happened in Afghanistan? Iraq, what happened in Iraq?
You want me to answer?
Tell me.
Do you want me to answer?
Yes.
If you cannot control your country, America will control it for you. If you don't want to be
control Afghanistan,
let me answer your question.
They destroyed Afghanistan and destroyed Iraq.
Dr. Adamo, you have a government for the people, by the people, of the people, that we all believe. You have a government that is not a military government. It is the responsibility of Tinubu to face and solve the problem. But regionally, as an ECOWAS community and country on earth, America will not sit back. That a terrorist group, whether in Iraq, in Libya, in Afghanistan, anywhere on earth, that a terrorist group will slaughter Christian or Muslim. It is in the national security interest of America to go and step in. If Tinubu wants to talk, I believe the American government will be willing to hear him. But can you appreciate the decision of Donald Trump to go in there and clean what you guys cannot clean? Can you appreciate that? At least then, your Muslim brother will not die, your Muslim sister will not die, and Christian will not die in their numbers. But let me allow the others to ask questions.
Just a moment. Give me the right to respond to this statement that you made. Let's use the definition of terrorism. In the US, there are more terrorists in the US than in Nigeria. The white supremacists that are killing Americans.
We will come there again. I will say to you,
you brought it up. Let's discuss it. You brought it up. Let's discuss it.
Dr. Adamo, we have other guests. Allow us to go on. You have time to ask all of your questions, right? Allow us to go on. Only to my position and not the network position. If you have a terrorist in Nigeria, like you claim you got over 6 groups, the Boko Haram and all of them, that's slaughtering Christian and slaughtering Muslim. And your president Tinubu ain't doing a jack about it. I think you should be appreciating.
I'm not representing
the government,
Donald Trump. He's doing a lot.
Donald Trump announcement to come in and help him clean the situation. I'm going to bring in Emmanuel George. I'm going to bring in Gibson, Jerry, Kev Hassan, and Brother Russell. Now, we seriously have to hear from Frank also. So please post your question accordingly. Dr. Emmanuel George, let's hear you.
Good evening, Dr. Adamo and Barrister Titi. I think the whole conversation, Dr. Adamo, if you will agree with me, may go beyond the issue of Boko Haram and the killings that is going on in northern Nigeria. Perhaps the conversation may go to other areas. For example, are you aware of the Tafawa Balewa local government in Bauchi State?
Definitely.
Okay. Are you aware that the governor of Bauchi State decided to remove that local government from that area to Bononu because he wanted to be predominantly a Muslim local government area?
Well, governors in Nigeria have been appointing chieftaincy titles. They've been reconstructing that structure of local governance chiefs
So
in Nigeria. So I know Bauchi recently
you are
did
aware
that.
that the Tafawa Balewa,
whether it affects.
Yeah, the Tafawa Balewa local government is a predominantly Christian local government, right? Sorry, I think Dr. Adam, will you stay there?
Okay, you can ask.
Okay, okay, sorry.
I'm with you, but the net.
Yeah, I think we're having network. Can you still hear me? Okay. Barrister Tete, I like your conversation. In the late 1990s, early 2000, were you aware that there was a group called the Movement for the Emancipation of the Niger Delta?
Yep.
I'm going to my friend Barrister Tete. Were you aware of that group, Barrister Tete?
Yeah, I'm laughing because I happen to come from the Niger Delta. Yes.
Okay. Were you also aware of the Odua People Congress?
Yes, yes, of course. Yes.
Are you also aware of the Bakassi Boys?
Yes.
Okay, so you will agree with me that those groups were predominantly in the South and also in Southwest Nigeria, and they carry out a lot of operations against Muslims in the South and Southwest Nigeria, right?
No, not at all. Let me explain to you. These groups were focused groups. They had missions, and they had agitations that were specific. The Movement for the Emancipation of Niger Delta wanted more control over the more benefits of from the oil and gas resources that were deposited in the Niger Delta, and they were listened to because what they were doing, they were simply bombing oil installations, and then they moved on to kidnapping expatriates. Now, there was not a record of one foreigner or one expatriate that was killed, but they were kidnapped. And not necessarily for ransom.
In Anambra State, when we had the situation in Jos, and Christians were returning to Anambra State, that it led to a mayhem of the death of a lot of Muslims in Anambra State. Are you aware that happened?
That is Muslims being killed in Anambra State?
Yes, when you had the situation in Jos, when the Jos crisis started, and a lot of Christians had to run from Jos to Onitsha. That became a massive movement.
You are referring to something quite remote. The crisis, the religious crisis that have been happening in this country, have dated to a long time. Even in like you referred to in the 90s, even the late 80s, and they were oftentimes packed by things that were very remote. For example, let's take the Miss World beauty pageant riots that happened, both in Abuja and some other parts of the north. These things are not very connected to Christian activities, but anytime there is an offense against the Islamic faith, the Christians often take they not only take the blame, they take the heat for it, and it leads to several deaths. At that time, we hadn't really started proper documentation, because we're talking about even when it dates back to when a German evangelist came to Kano State, and his method of evangelism was opposed to by the members of the adherents of the Islamic faith, and riot broke. Several Christians were killed. Now, those could be spontaneous. However, what has become a major issue now is the systematic, targeted, consistent, unreplied killings of Christians over this short period of time, dating, even when Boko Haram seemed to be on a decline. And that's where the problem is. When you refer to, when you say that the crisis is that of farmer headers, and then you find Fulani militias, being gathered from across various countries in the West African sub-region, from Senegal, from Mali, from Niger, from all sorts, and then they all You know, they see Nigeria as an ungoverned space, as a place that where they need to relocate. I mean, that's a big problem. So we are obfuscating, we are, you know, hiding these issues under figures, under, you know, distractions, whereas the real problem is there. The problem is that there is a land grab agenda that is so open, and that and that accounts and that explains the constant nightly attacks in these villages where people are murdered. And then we also forget that apart from the churches that were attacked, the direct attack against churches were in the early days of Boko Haram. Of course, it ceased a long time ago. The real problem now is the nightly attacks in Benue and Plateau, with villages and villagers being taken out, and then their lands being overtaken by militiamen.
Okay.
Oftentimes,
thank you, Barrister. Dr. Adamu, you left. I'm just trying to get to the larger picture.
Teacher, ask the last question, and then we'll bring the others, please.
Before you left, I was trying to bring up this massive issue that took place in Bauchi State. In the Tafa, I've lost him again.
No, I'm with you.
Okay. Yeah, so this massive ending of an entire Christian local government, the Tafawa Balewa local government, that was ended by the governor of Bauchi State. I think on September 30th, the Court of Appeal in Jos asked them to return to that. So don't you think that these kinds of situations where Christian communities are being removed so that it can be part of the larger Muslim communities, what is leading to this report that is coming from the U.S. State Department about how Christians are being treated enough?
So you recall that I referred to the report by the United States Commission on International Religious Freedom. The report concluded that there is religious suppression in Nigeria, and where it's different from the narrative by President Donald Trump is that it's identified both Christian and Muslim religious suppression. Now, the reality of Bauchi State is a little bit more complex than the way you're painting it. It started from the several intercommunal crises that occurred in Plateau State that led to mass displacement. Most people don't even realize this. It started in the late 80s, into the 90s, into early 2000. There were a series of intercommunal crises in Plateau State. Now, what happened is that there was displacement from Plateau State into Bauchi, and I can name several communities, including in Tafawa Balewa. So what the governor tried to do, like I said, is to create new chiefdoms. Now, Frank would... if for someone who knows Nigeria, I think Frank and probably Winfred, if this issue that you painted, if it was an issue, believe me, there would have been some form of protest or riot by now. But because it isn't, most people accepted it. What he tried to do is to create new chiefdoms to allow for inclusion. And recall that Bauchi State is governed by an opposition party. The governor does not belong to the ruling party. So which means that if the creation was not at home with the people in the state, by now you would have seen a protest or some form of riot in the state. But again, like I said, what he tried to do is to create inclusion. Now, there are other issues associated with that. Of course, when you move people or when you create new chiefdoms, there will be some people that wouldn't be happy. And one of the groups that are not happy are the Fulanis. They are one of the few that spoke against the creation because they felt that their allegiance was to another sort of traditional ruler, but now they've been moved to another location where they would have to kind of set. So it's very complex, and I don't think this is the forum to really go into those issues. Displacement is a huge issue in Nigeria. There are so many causes of displacement. One of them is the security issues that we're discussing. The environmental issues are there when flooding happens, when rainfall patterns change, and so many things, they cause displacement. So I don't think it's as easy as you're putting it forward. It's complex. Yes, it's a challenge, and I believe that it has to be addressed. But this is also to tie to a statement that Frank made. Land in Nigeria is not the exclusive privilege of the federal government. It is the state government. Nigeria has a federal kind of system. And there are certain things that are the exclusive right of the state government. One of them is land. So when I hear this allegation of land grabbing, the question that comes to my mind is, what is stopping the governors from titling those lands? They are the ones who have the authority. They are the ones who have the responsibility. It's not the federal government. Yet they're the ones who cry foul that their land is being grabbed. So the question, and I've sat down with these governors, I've asked them, what is stopping you from titling the land? If you title the land, it means there is some form of ownership. So even if there is grabbing and there is displacement, in the next 50 years, or somebody can still lay claim that that is my land that you are at the moment. That is not taking place. So instead of this argument, and I mean, Frank, you are a lawyer, you understand the relevance of titling and how titling can actually end this conflict that we're discussing. And those who have the responsibility to title those lands are the governors and not the federal government. So I hope this would help our conversation. If our focus is on solution, for me, these are the kind of areas we should be looking at.
Thank you very much, Frank. Before you speak, let me bring in Gibson Jeru. Please allow. We got to squeeze in our questions. Right now in Liberia, it's 5 minutes to 10 p.m. In Nigeria, it's 5 minutes to 11. 4:55 Eastern Time, USA. We want to welcome each and every one of you joining us. We are here with Dr. Kabir Adamu and barrister and lawyer Frank Titi. Share the show. Thank you for joining us. Let's discuss terrorism in Nigeria. Gibson.
Okay, welcome, Barrister Frank Titi and Dr. Kabir Adamu. First of all, I got one question, one comment to make on my first set. Do you know of any Christian terrorist group in Nigeria that is killing Muslims?
The answer is yes, but
what is it? What is the name of the Christian group that is going around killing Muslims, burning mosques?
I just told you the 6 terrorist groups in Nigeria. The one.
No, I want the name of the Christian group.
Indigenous people of Biafra. They are predominantly Christian, and it's on record that they've killed Muslims.
Okay. You know, look, here's what I'm going to say. We're going to turn this thing up. You are a terrorist apologist.
Thank you.
And people like you are very dangerous in our community.
That's not
okay.
No.
The Boko Haram.
I'm surprised that whoever is the administrator of this is not controlling this emotional outburst.
Man, this is Punta. We don't go. And
you call yourself an ambassador, and you are.
I say you are an apologist. I didn't say you are a terrorist. I say you are an apologist, and you are
whatever. I mean, that's attacking my personality because
personalities are not divorced from issues. You know that very well. Personality are not divorced from issues.
I presented
issues
data.
are tied. Issues are tied into personality.
Data, but please don't attack my personality.
Okay, let's move forward. Thank you for registering your concern. I will take due note of that.
I hope.
And I heard my brother Winfred came here and say Trump made outrageous false claims. This Trump derangement syndrome has even caught Liberians crazy Democrats. Let me just tell you something. There are 3 countries that Boko Haram is destroying.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to listen to you if you don't withdraw. If that outrageous.
I'm not withdrawing nothing. You want go, you can go.
Gibson.
I'm not withdrawing nothing.
Gibson.
I'm not withdrawing nothing. Don't worry, boy. I'm not withdrawing anything. You come here, you have thick skin. You come here, you have thick skin.
Gibson.
I'm not
Gibson. I know Dr. Adamu and I work together.
Beg you, please. English Canton and the guest can talk to me right now.
Please. I'm not going to.
Okay, so
let me switch my conversation to
Gibson. Okay.
Let me switch my conversation to Dr. Titi.
Gibson, hold on 1 minute. Dr. Adamu, I'm sorry, maybe Russell didn't tell you the content of this program. We respect your involvement here tonight to help us understand. This is Spoon Talk. If you do not want to entertain Gibson's question, we respect that, right? You can entertain anyone else's question. But I ask that we move on because we are on a very touching issue. And what is happening in Nigeria is happening across. So be patient with us. Let's just express ourselves because this is concerning. I don't think directly he's accusing you that you're a terrorist.
No,
saying,
I'm a terrorist apologist. And
yeah.
I'll be very interested in understanding what definition of terrorist you see using. I mean,
you want me to tell you? You are a terrorist apologist.
Gibson, wait, let's listen to Dr. Adamo. Please go ahead, sir.
When I define terrorism, I based it on my understanding of the Nigerian law, and I was very specific. I said the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act listed 6 terrorist groups in Nigeria. I have supported in very clear ways how to end that challenge in Nigeria. And for someone who is as disrespectful as this to call me a terrorist apologist, I would be interested in knowing what basis of terrorism, what definition of terrorism is he using that he would describe me.
Let me tell you why.
Gibson, let's listen to Dr. Adam. So Dr. Adam, are you done?
Yes,
and we'll give Gibson the chance to explain to you the reason why you say you're a terrorist apologist. I listen, I don't know you. We just meet you on social media.
Let me tell you who terrorist apologists are. Dr. Adamu.
No, please be specific. You called me a terrorist apologist, and my question is,
I am going to tell you why you are a terrorist apologist. The people who continue to confuse Muslims killing their own brothers Muslim as opposed to Muslims running after Christians and trying to defend it are the apologists. You know, Dr. Adamu, you know deep down in your heart without a iota of doubt that Boko Haram is running behind Christians. Even those who ran away and went to Chad, they go after them and kill them. Those who ran away and went to Niger, they go after them and kill them. Just to make sure that they drains the entire northern belt of Christians. You know that. You come here and bring fake graphs that both Christian and Muslim have been killed. That's the Muslim, that's terrorist apologists. And this is why your people keep killing, because you don't tell them the truth. You don't tell them what you are doing is wrong. You continue to spread the blame so they think that you're defending them. And you come here to tell us whether America can go to Nigeria because Nigeria got a sovereign government. Are you the president of Nigeria? Are you talking about sovereignty of Nigeria? If America want to go there, Nigeria got president, they will say, hey, not you. You know how many Christians have been killed in Nigeria in the last 9 months or 10 months? 7,000 people have been killed. How many Muslims have been killed? We don't even have the statistics because the Muslims have been killed are the people who Boko Haram said they are. Don't please give me a chance when I finish your talk. Your Boko Haram said that they don't like Boko. So any Muslim who go to Western education, they go after you and kill you. The people who are living in these communities and they are living among Christians, they go after them and kill them. They kill their own people. We don't care if Muslim kill Muslim because that's why you people like blood, killing, devastation, extermination. But if you're killing Christians and Donald Trump come and speak to it, then all of a sudden you got grabbed to show that Muslims are being killed too. What was the last thing he ever said that Muslims have been killed? You raised the issue. What was the last thing he ever raised in the Nigerian media or in the Nigerian community that Christians have been killed and you want something to be done by the Nigerian government? What was the last thing he did that? Or because they bring here today, bring an update graph.
Gibson, thank you. Let's allow Dr. Adamo to respond, guys. This is Spoon Talking. I'm sorry, Dr. Adamo. Next time when you come in, you will position yourself to know what you're coming into. But again, this is about religion. We will hear you. From there, we'll go to Barrister Frank Tete. Something serious is happening in Nigeria. And this thing about terrorists going after Christian or Muslim and the involvement now from Washington, D.C. A lot of folks appreciating Donald Trump for this, but for you, you say no. So I'm sorry that you are on the hot seat. Let's hear you.
I mean, this man is expressed sentiments. I heard him say he doesn't care if Muslims are killing Muslims. I'm not going to respond to someone like this, frankly. I am about humanity. Everything I do, he doesn't know me. Maybe that's why he's speaking like this. People who know me know that I stand for humanity. I am an ambassador. I have been given a certificate by the Institute of Peace on my role as someone who is supporting humanity. For someone who, honestly, I think this is bare parlor talk, the kind of conversation I'm hearing from him, who in his right senses would say he doesn't care if Muslims are killing Muslims. It's unfortunate. I don't know what the purpose of bringing people like this together, but if I'm going to talk to someone, let it be on the basis of logic. If he had looked at my data and questioned the veracity of the data using specific aspects of maybe perhaps errors in the data, or if he had even asked me what is the margin of error in my data, I would be happy to respond to him. But for him to just conclude without any supportive evidence that my data is faulty, and then to go ahead and call me a terrorist apologist without backing his facts up, honestly, I'm not going to respond to him. And it's unfortunate. Again, I repeat, he said, I heard him clearly, that he doesn't care if Muslims are killing Muslims. What kind of a human being is that? Where's your humanity?
Thank you very much. Let me bring in Frank. Before Frank come in, we're bringing the rest of the guys. Dr. Adamo, you're concerned that Christians are dying, right? A Muslim are killing Christian, right?
Well, if you had asked me what my concerns then I would have listed out my concerns. My concerns is simple, and I did indicate this. Nigerians are dying, and we need to end that. It's as simple as that.
Why can't you say Christians are dying? Why generally you said Nigerians?
Nigerians are dying. That's what is important for me. It has nothing to do. Look,
is it important for you that yesterday 3 bishops they beheaded them? Is it important for you that most of the people on the international media that people are talking about Boko Haram, they are all Muslim? Boko Haram are not Christian. And can you talk to us whether Boko Haram's are Christian organization, Christian terrorist group?
I did explain to you what Boko Haram. Boko Haram is a combination of about 3 groups. The first group is called Jamaat al-Ahlissunnah al-Dawah.
Is any of this group a Christian group?
No, but I mean,
hold on. If there's none of those groups a Christian group, then Boko Haram is largely 100% Muslim. Am I correct?
Well, but do you agree that they're killing Muslims?
So you have to answer my question first. So Boko Haram is a Muslim jihadist group. Am I correct?
You're correct to that extent. But
so if I'm correct, no, let's take it step by step. If I'm correct, that Boko Haram is a Muslim, the largest, by the way, Muslim jihadist group, then those that killed a Christian from Boko Haram are Muslim. Am I correct?
It's not as simple as that. It's not that the entire.
So who killed a Christian?
Will you allow me to?
We will take it step by step. Before I move to who killed a Muslim, because I want to ask Frank about who's killing Muslim. Let me go the opposite way. To you, Dr. Adamo, who killed a Christian? Don't talk about the Muslim yet. Who's killing Christian? Is that Christian killing Christian or Muslim killing Christian?
Groups that profess to be Muslims are killing both Christians and Muslims. This is
and that group that profess to be Muslim include 100% Boko Haram. Am I correct?
Come again?
The group that profess to be Muslim. Are you saying Boko Haram are not Muslim?
Well, first off, I mean, it's very important to make this clear. You invited me here as an expert. You didn't invite me as a Muslim cleric. If you want to have a conversation on religion, invite a Muslim cleric.
No, I'm asking you because what you do for living, what you do to help us understand, we got to push you. Are you saying Boko Haram are not Muslim?
I'm not in a position to determine their fate.
Everything you just gave us, yet and still you cannot tell us on this international media whether Boko Haram are Muslim or not.
Like I said, I am not in a position to discuss the religious issue. They profess to be Muslims. Whether they are Muslims or not, I don't know. But they profess to be Muslims. I do not.
But when you say, are they Muslim?
Come again?
Are they Muslim? They profess to be Muslim, but are they Muslim?
But I mean, give me one of them, and then I'll be able to.
You're doing the study. You're doing the research. Are you a Muslim?
Of course, I'm a Muslim.
You said yes. Are they Muslim?
Like I said, they profess to be
Do
Muslim.
you see them to be your Muslim brothers?
I don't know.
Do you see them to be your Muslim brothers?
Why? No, I don't see them to be my Muslim brothers because they kill Muslims, and I've given you the stats to show you that they kill more Muslims than Christians. But you're finding it very difficult to accept that because I think you came here with a preconceived notion that.
No, I came here with the notion that I came here, Dr. Adamo. We read about you, Dr. Adamo. You know, this is what you do for a living. You research. You put documents together to prove to the Nigerian folks and folks internationally that killing is going on. Terrorists, Nigerians terrorists, or terrorists from across the Nigerian border are killing people. But your argument is that they're killing both Christians and Muslims. But you cannot confirm whether those terrorists that call themselves Muslim, they are Muslim. You can't say that.
Because
and you just can't tell us who killed Christians. Whether Muslim killing Christians or Christian killing Christian. You say you can't tell, but let me hold you right there. One minute, Dr. Adamo. Let me bring in Barrister Titi.
There are 80 groups that are doing the killing, but for some odd reasons, you are focusing on just one of those 80 groups, which makes
that's the biggest one I'm focusing on, which is Boko Haram that took your sisters, your mothers. At the moment, them outside of the country of Nigeria, they raped them, they killed some of them, right? It took forever. But let me bring in your colleague, Frank Titi, please.
Just a moment. Let me make that clarification. The biggest group that are killing more people at the moment are the bandits. It's not the terrorist groups. So
but in the report that we got saying Boko Haram. But you're skipping Boko Haram and you say bandit. So it's something about, and I'm going to do this on my closing. Let me bring in Brother Frank. Barrister, but my question to you, then we can bring in Winfred Russell and Kev Hassan. Barrister, can you hear us or you frozen? You good, right? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Who killed a Christian? I'm going to ask you about the Muslim briefly. Which one of these groups killed a Christian? Is that Christian killed a Christian or Muslim killed a Christian?
All right, let me be honest with you. First, let me acknowledge, Dr. Adamo has been unfairly put on this spot. He's my colleague, both in media commentary, and he's a respectable gentleman. His views have been quite balanced in all of our engagements in the media. However, you asked a question, and I'll try to answer it. There is no group, to the best of my knowledge, that is established for the purpose of attacking Muslims. Like we have Muslim groups like Boko Haram, Lokarawa, and so many others that see Christians as enemies of the Islamic faith and that should be eliminated if possible. Now, that's not the view of moderate Muslims across the country, like Dr. Adamo. But let me remind you, I was in university when the Rwandan genocide happened. And you recall that the Hutus were also killing Hutus, and they were referred to as moderate Hutus, even though the genocide was actually said to be against the Tutsis. So the fact that Muslims are being killed does not in any way take away from the fact that the systematic nature in which these Christians are being attacked in Nigeria calls to question, brings attention to the whole world, and that's what we have now. I'm sure, Mr. Gibson was attacking, Dr. Adamo, because in Dr. Adamo's presentation, he did refer to his somewhat, disagreement with Trump's intention to invade or to attack these killers in Nigeria, not necessarily to invade Nigeria. That caused to a lot of legal questions, which to a large extent, I have a degree in international in the law of war, and I know that is international. International humanitarian law. Now, so that becomes a more of academic discussion. However, we need to deal with the truth. And I will not go, in search of the truth without attempting to answer that question. That, of course, if you hear that Muslims are killed in Nigeria, for example, the recent killings of Muslims in Edo State, who were traveling from the north to Lagos, and they were passing through Edo State, but they had guns and all sort of things loaded in their vehicles. And when they were stopped by local vigilante who were set up for the purpose of, preventing, or rather, as a response to the high rate of kidnappings by bandits who are predominantly from a certain religion, mostly Muslim. However, not the kind of Muslims we're used to in our country. So over the years, when the government tries to explain away why there is farmer herders crisis, they say, they will first of all say it's as a result of search for grazing pasture. So the Fulani herders move from other parts of West Africa to Nigeria. Or at another time, they would say, no, it was as a result of the fallout of the Libyan war, the Libyan crisis, as a result of Gaddafi being taken out. And so the fighters didn't have anything to do again. And that's how they were moving to Nigeria. Again, there were other explanations. And this time, which was very brazen, because we had a Christian president in the person of President Goodluck Jonathan, and Muhammadu Buhari, who felt it was his time in 2015 to become president anyhow. And at that time, there were records and there were testimonies, there were witnesses that these people, and some of them have actually, made these allegations themselves, that they were not in Nigeria before, because Dr. Adamu referred to bandits who are actually ravaging the whole place now with kidnapping and a lot of killings. And then these are the different dimensions, that these ones were deliberately imported into Nigeria from other parts of Nigeria, other parts of West Africa, even as far as Guinea, as all sort of the names, but mostly from the Sahel, that they were imported for the purpose of causing disruption in Nigeria so that the government of Goodluck Jonathan will fall. And indeed, the administration was chased out of power, but these people couldn't go back again, and so that problem remains with us. However, where the real problem is the sympathizers. Why is it that we are talking about people dying? There shouldn't be justification whatsoever in this modern world as we have developed and in our country to see to have an order of killings daily. I have not yet spoken about the ineptitude, the incapacity and inefficiency and the deception and the worst of it all, the corruption of the Nigerian government officials, and the fact that, and the lazy excuses that they keep giving. I have not even attempted to talk about the Nigerian security forces, how they have turned the banditry, terrorism, kidnapping into a certain economy. In the sense that it seems as if the insurgency is now beneficial to our armed forces. So I have not even attempted to do that. But all of these discussions now are coming up simply because the American president issued a statement. Don't forget, when I decided to do my own research among my Muslim friends, and I asked questions, that what is going on? Why is it that when Muslims are killed, nobody says anything? Why is it that when Muslims are killed, by Muslims, nobody, newspapers don't publish them, and radio and television stations don't talk about them? Why? Why is it that Muslim activists don't even raise their voices to say, look, we are tired of Muslims being killed in Borno or in Bauchi or in Gombe or in Yobe or Adamawa? We don't hear anything. Why is it that it's only when Christians are killed? I ask the question. The question is that Muslims seem to tolerate, more tolerant, and have a culture that seems to be that seems not to value, not to make much of a case out of a life of a Muslim that has been lost. That is debatable. However, apart from the various data, which are oftentimes subject to various forms of, verification, many of which data, because we know how these things can be used. That's why we seek for independent, dispassionate data. However, they are there. Open doors, even in just this year,
does acknowledge that over 2,000 Muslims.
Okay, Barrister, you want to learn so that we can give your brother Wilfred. Thank you, Barrister. But we'll give Wilfred the opportunity to ask his questions now. But I mean, you made some great points. But before I get to you, just consider in the fighting between the Jokuns and the thieves. Are they not predominantly Christian communities? But no. Let's keep it. I will get to you later on. Wilfred, can you?
If you can,
allow me 1 minute, sir.
Sure. Go ahead.
We are discussing this recent violence within a context of a certain, time frame. This time around, between 2009 and to date, those issues you are referring to, those pockets of inter-ethnic conflicts, dot every part of Nigeria. I'm from Niger Delta. Whether even in the city of Warri has conflict, only the city of Warri has conflict between the Urhobos and the Shekiris and the Jaws and the rest. Or is it if Modakeke in Southwest, or every part of Nigeria has such kind of communal conflicts. They date back to decades, hundreds of years back. However, in recent, what is threatening the very foundation of this country right now, what is causing terror in this country right now, it is this problem of persons claiming to be Muslims, because I've seen Muslims who have rejected these persons that Islam is a religion of peace, and these persons who are on the attack are certainly not Muslims. However, they go out in the name of Islam and slaughter people and create this kind of instability that is looking at us bare in the face. We are facing an existential situation in our country, and so that we don't become, what happened of Rwanda, where the world went to sleep and 800,000 people were murdered with machetes and all sort of weapons in the greatest form. So that we don't become like that, it is important that in our country, people welcome help. But here we are. Yeah. So a few days ago in Kano, I'm talking about one day yesterday in Kano, people are protesting against help that is coming. For goodness sake, nobody should die.
Thank you,
we
Barrister.
Still have a situation where
we'll get back to you. Let Wilfred ask his question.
Problem.
Okay, let Wilfred ask his question.
By the way, Frank, Wilfred knows Kano better than you. So I'm sure
Wilfred, go ahead.
So thanks. Very passionate conversation. We was looking at this as being very educative and sharing information. Sharing information that will help all of us. But I'd just like to say, before I ask my questions, I have two questions. One for you, Dr. Adamu, and one for you, Barrister. But I just like to say, I know Dr. Adamu very well. We work together. He's a fine professional. He appears all over various media landscape. I mean, in the U.S., in the U.K., in Africa, all over. So I just wanted to lay that out. And Barrister Frank knows this very well. I mean, he spoke about this. But my question, though, my first question is to you, Kabir, and that is, I mean, we all know that this has been going on for a very long time. I mean, it's been, it goes way back. I think even beyond 2009. So is this now, can we look at this and see, is this a point of collusion or a failed government? I mean, what is the situation? I mean, because if the Nigerian government can go to other parts of West Africa, like Sierra Leone and Liberia, and they've been able to bring peace there, they've been able to stabilize things there, why are they not able to vanquish this menace that is going on? I mean, see what is going on in the middle belt states, Plateau and Benue and Nasarawa and all of that. What is it? Is it a matter of collusion or just incompetence? I will start with you first, Kabir.
All right, Winfred. I mean, I would still want to kind of correct the narrative. You kind of focused on Benue and Plateau, and the point I tried to make with the data I presented is the spread of the security challenge. Is a security challenge that is spread across the country, more in the northern parts of the country than in the southern parts of the country. Now, to your question, I think it's a case of first, equipment deficit. The challenge is a modern type of security challenge. It's easy, for instance, to go outside to a country. I mean, most of the countries that Nigeria has been to are countries that are smaller than one of the states in Nigeria. Niger State, as an example, which is security challenged, is bigger than most West African countries in terms of land mass. So that's one of the challenges. Number two is the nature of the conflict. It's asymmetric. And this is part of the challenge. When President Trump says he's going to attack, the question on the minds of most Nigerians is how, I mean, and I've read the account of most military experts. It's not going to be as easy as he says he's going to do. These bad guys are embedded within the communities together with law-abiding citizens. So if you don't put boots on the ground, if you, for instance, you're going to bomb using drones or whatever assets you're going to use, it means, I mean, how are you even going to do it? You're probably going to kill a significant number of innocent civilians. So this is part of the challenge of the Nigerian government too. And over time, we've seen instances of this sort of blue on blue or collateral damages that is extremely high in the past. But I mean, I don't want to speak on behalf of the Nigerian government. Frank knows this. I have appeared severally on the media, and I have complained about the inability of the Nigerian government to bring this challenge to an end. When I mentioned in my submission that 9,000 Nigerians have been killed, I did indicate that puts Nigeria among the 5 most security challenged countries in the world. So do I want this to be brought to an end? Yes, I want it to be brought to an end. The only comment I made is the manner in which President Trump wants to come. Most of us who understand diplomacy know that if you have an ally, which is the case between Nigeria and the United States, they have agreements that you can describe both parties as allies. How do you go from categorizing Nigeria as a country of particular concern to now saying you're going to attack the bad guys in Nigeria? What happened to some form of discussion between the two governments to agree the manner of the attack, to even support Nigeria to end the crisis and not attack? So I think it's a case of equipment. It's a case of sometimes incompetence. It's also the era of military rule. One of the most departments in Nigeria at the moment that is so opaque, that does not, there's no transparency in terms of how it's being run, is the security sector as a whole, both in terms of financial as well as operational, transparency. And so it's very difficult, for instance, to measure the performance. The amazing thing is that in terms of budgetary provision, the security sector gets more than any other sector. For most of us, you're not Nigerians. I'll try to give you a sense of what I mean. In the last budget, 6.5 trillion naira was voted for the security sector. If you compare that to the health sector, it's just about 1 trillion naira in the health sector. The same with education. So that's kind of the challenge. And like Frank mentioned, I think in the course of his submission, the security sector has become like a conduit now for siphoning public resources. So these are some of the reasons why the Nigerian government has not brought.
Hold on 1 minute. We just went off on Facebook. We went off. We are reconnecting. So rejoin us if you follow us at some point. It's a great conversation. Winfred, I may ask you, please allow Kev to ask one question, and let's try to wrap this thing up. Because maybe, and only maybe, I don't know from which end, Facebook is reporting to us, yes, indeed, maybe the conversation is too intense. With the community stand-up, I don't know, but we just went off on Facebook and we are reconnecting. Sometimes when you go directly into these religious conversations, people feel at ease. But I think that it was good having you, Dr. Adamu and Dr. Frank Titi. Let's see if we can squeeze Kev in.
Yeah,
Kev,
yeah.
one question. You would
Yeah, let
take
me
us.
just.
We are back. We are back on. We are back on.
We are back. All right. I
Yeah.
want us to just manage it well.
Yeah.
Wilfred, you would take us home. I back you. Let's Kev ask
Okay.
one question.
Okay.
We'll
Go
come
ahead,
to you,
Kev.
and then both gentlemen will close. Kev, do you have your question?
Yeah, I think we are back on. Okay. For full disclosure, let me say this. I was born a Muslim, and I understand the Muslim religion. Dr. Adamu, let me ask, and the question that I'm going to ask two in one for both. We understand that we do have the Lord Resistance Army in Uganda, who are murdering Muslims, which is the Lord Resistance Army by Joseph.
Kev, you are in and out. Can you come closer or maybe make some adjustment with your microphone, please?
Can you hear me now?
You better.
Okay. We do have the Lord Resistance Army, the LRA, in Uganda, headed by Joseph Kony, who murdering Muslims, who carry on the Ten Commandments. We understand that is there. This religious fight between Christian, Muslim in different countries. I wish some of our folks, especially in Nigeria, should speak to that. They might say, well, that's Uganda. We're speaking on Nigeria. They might say that. But let me ask you this. Do you regard the Boko Haram as a terrorist group, Dr. Adamu?
Earlier on, when I stated that the Nigerian law regards the three groups that form of Boko Haram as terrorist organizations. So yes, I do. As a Nigerian who respects the Nigerian constitution and the law, I do consider them as terrorist organizations.
Okay. Yeah. So you're saying they are not part of the Muslim. Dr. Frank, let me ask you this. Do you see that regarding the Boko Haram as a Muslim organization or as a terrorist group?
Oh, definitely. Boko Haram is a terrorist group, and it operates, with its own ideology. Its ideology is underlined by the Islamic faith. Now, there's no doubt about that, and that it's a radical group. It's radical Islam, and even Muslims many Muslims that I know, don't subscribe to the radical ideology of Boko Haram and many other, terrorist Islamic group in Nigeria, like the Islamic the ISWAP, that is the Islamic State in the West African province. So who have also gained a lot of grounds in Nigeria. So there's no doubt about the fact that they are, playing to the gallery of the Muslim faith. So that's the reason why they have this measure of sympathy from unsuspecting and mass number of Muslims who are not well grounded in mainstream Islamic jurisprudence or the teachings of the Prophet, because when we deal with Muslims every now and then in this country, and we don't want to call them moderates. We know what they believe. I am a lawyer. I went to school. We were exposed to the Sharia law of the Maliki school of thought. So we know what Islam is, even though we're not Muslims. And so we are able to make a distinction between someone who says he's a Muslim and his actions are, radical, beyond what we know as traditional Islamic faith. So I think Boko Haram falls under that radical Islam, and it's terrible that it's doing what it's doing
it's associated with the Islamic faith, and he's getting sympathies like that. But again, what we have always wanted is that respected Muslims are able to be vociferous in condemning what these groups are doing. In so doing, they will be able to reduce the rate with which they get recruits. You see, one of the problems we have is that it seems as if the more the Nigerian forces claim to kill these terrorists, the more they gain converts. Why? And I make that reference to my friend SK Usman, who was the former spokesman of the Nigerian army, who said, look, the war against terror in Nigeria, the war against terrorism in Nigeria, was actually more against the war against war against the certain ideology. That the ideology that was waging war against that was even stronger than the actual kinetic war that they were involved in. So it's important that we have respectable Muslims.
If I will stop you there, so you agree with Dr. Adamu on the same line that Muslims are not terrorists. You just against Boko Haram. So you agree with him?
I'm not only against, I agree with him to the extent, oh, absolutely. The Muslims that I know are not terrorists. I mean, that would be faulty logic in every way. I mean, hasty generalization. However, these groups, and to a large extent, all of them that lay claim to the Islamic faith, need to be condemned by the Muslims, respectable Muslims that we know and respect. That's what the problem is.
But he just did that. He just did that. He said,
okay,
Russell, please. He just did that, right?
So absolutely. Dr. Adamu is just one person. You see, we are talking about influential Muslim clerics. Dr. Adamu reminded us here today that he came in here as a professional and not as a cleric. But we're talking about clerics. We're talking about political leaders, people in the National Assembly, people who are ministers in government, people who hold a lot of influence, the rich among them. They should be able to say this is wrong, because we long for a strong and united country. If I were to answer the question that Mr. Wilfred had said, I would simply say that, look, our problem is leadership. We're not able, you see, leadership on both sides. Now, it had to take Donald Trump to be able to say, look, he's going to do something in Nigeria. Even Christian leaders are not as, interested in, raising their voices in condemnation about what is happening. It has to take wanton killings in such graphic manner, in such videos that were shared, that brought the world's attention to what's going on in Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Frank Tete. Thank you very much, Dr. Adamu. We're going to leave it there. Brother Russell, can you please do the closing and allow our guests to do their closing, because we have to leave it there. Listen, you guys come again, but this is Spoon Talk. We go down a little bit. No personal hard feelings. We happy today to hear from you, Dr. Adamu, and that Barrister Frank Titi.
Yes, I thank you, and thanks to my friend Dr. Adamu and to Barrister Titi. So great having you all here. I mean, my last, if you guys can answer this in your closing, that would be perfect. One is that Miss Yakubu, Deborah Samuel Yakubu, in 2002, she was stoned to death in Sokoto at the university out there in northwest Nigeria. And has any of her killers been brought to justice? Because there were videos all around on social media where you can see the faces of those folks. So have they been captured? Have they been brought to justice? And then lastly, I know we're debating. I mean, there is, the terminology genocide is a legal terminology, right? And so you have a pogrom, you have a massacre, you have a genocide. So since we all, since a lot of folks are saying, okay, no, they were disagreeing with Trump, or you're saying, no, this is not a genocide. What is it? I mean, what is the legal threshold for what constitutes a genocide or pogrom or a massacre? So if you can just put that into your closing, and just again want to say I'm very grateful and very thankful to you all for coming to share light on this issue with all of us and the audience all over the world, actually. So really, really, really appreciate it. And sorry about the time differences that caused some delay to us starting the program. So we'll start with you first, Dr.
Adam. Thank you.
Adam.
Regarding the simple answer is none of us, her killers, have been brought to book. A case was started. I think it was the state government, if I remember well. But then we also heard that the case was withdrawn at some point, or some technicalities was used to prevent the continuation of the case. Now, unfortunately, this is one of the challenges in Nigeria. The blasphemy laws, by the way, which is one of the points that was raised by the United States Commission on International Religious Freedom, the blasphemy laws that exist in about 12 states in northern Nigeria. Now, sadly, and I wish we had time to go into these issues, but we don't. Sadly, the most Nigerian people no longer have confidence in the judicial system. So you see instances where they take the law into their hands, and sadly, this was one instance. But Winfred, the sad reality of Nigeria is that it's just one out of several other cases. There is the infamous case of General Alkali, a retired general who was traveling through Plateau State. He was targeted and killed because he was a Muslim. His body, the vehicle he was traveling in, was dumped in a pond in Plateau State. And when the military investigated and found out that that's what happened, they went to excavate or bring out the vehicle and the corpse. Someone within that community rallied women, and the women protested to prevent the military from excavating that. So, and again, when I didn't know how bad the case was until my organization started documenting extrajudicial killings tied to religion. And we were shocked at the numbers that came out every month in Nigeria. So it is a challenge. The reason why I brought this up is just to point out that Deborah, as bad as it is, it's not one alone. There's so many other cases like that. And the answer is on strengthening the justice system. If there is effective justice where Nigerians who know if they report, in the case of Deborah, for instance, if they had reported, let's say, to the police, and she's tried under the blasphemy law, perhaps maybe that wouldn't have happened. And I'm not excusing what happened in any way. I'm just explaining that this is the reason why we're seeing extrajudicial killings across Nigeria. I'll allow Frank to answer the second question because he's the lawyer here. Thank you.
The real problem in our country is that we are badly governed. We have leaders that are not responsible. They don't have a sense of responsibility to upholding the law. If not, we have various double standards, and our leaders always try to run away from religious conflicts. And that's why my appeal now goes to religious leaders that please make contain these things, because these killings, particularly that of Deborah, are oftentimes are spontaneous. A person just points out that you've done this, you committed blasphemy, and then there's a rage, instant rage, and then, in fact, there was one particular guy who brought out the matches and was very bold to bring out his face to say that, look, I was the one that one guy poured petrol on her, and then I was the one that lit the fire, and then she was burnt alive. He was happy to do that because he believed that he was doing a good thing. Now, he was made to believe by one kind of teaching that he was doing a good thing. So, you see, it's an ideological problem that needs to change. And I was sitting on a gunpowder on a keg of gunpowder in this country because 18.3 million out of school children
You know, many, a large proportion of which are in northern Nigeria, who don't go to school and who just believe that they want to, be part of one kind of ideology that is likely going to be a fertile ground for recruitment of violent persons in the name of religion in the future. And we thought it was far away in the northern part of this country, but we still have them all right here, growing in numbers in Abuja, the city center. This country needs, the leaders of this country really need to speak truth to themselves and ask whether we really want to stay together and then agree on the principles. I really wish we stay together, because it's better to be together. But we can't be together where a section of the country believes that another section is inferior and that they have different laws and that they have different standards. That's a big problem.
We will bring you guys back.
Now, everything that qualifies a situation to be described as genocide have actually happened in Nigeria, when you contrast it with the definition of genocide under the Rome Statutes. However, the contention, therefore, is whether there is an intention, because whether there is systematic, whether it's targeted, whether it's a group, whether it's a protected group, whether it's religious, all of those elements are found in what is going on in Nigeria right now, particularly in Northern Nigeria. However, the issue of intention becomes something that we need to interrogate further to qualify it as genocide.
Thank you very much, but let's do this. What's the government position now upon hearing President Trump's announcement? Real quick, Frank.
Yeah, okay.
You see, to be honest with you, every right-thinking Nigerian, whether Muslim or Christian, should be happy that we've got that a president has taken interest. A president of a powerful country like the United States has taken interest in Nigeria. One of the saddest aspects of history in my life was that I witnessed a genocide in Rwanda, and the world was pretending that it was not happening. So I feel happy.
So what is Tinubu's position here now? Let's get to Tinubu's position.
Of course, the government is embarrassed because it is being exposed. Because oftentimes the situation as we have it in our country is that our country is on its knees in terms of providing security. And instead of the government to acknowledge and then for us to pull resources together and ask for help, whether from within and without, the government keeps explaining it away, keeps giving excuses. And now, because the president is doing this, President Trump is making this threat, it is now finding explanations. No, it's not the time for explanation. It's the time to come home to the truth and acknowledge that our people are dying and our country is losing.
We will have you guys back on. We want to see
our people. Our country is falling apart. We really need help.
Is there any position from the ECOWAS? Real quick, Adamat, let's bring you in. Is there any position from the ECOWAS community here?
So yes, the government position is clear. ECOWAS is clear. AU is clear. They've all said that there is no Christian genocide in Nigeria and that President Trump should respect Nigerian sovereignty. In simple terms, this is the statement from the three bodies. Interestingly,
do you have a statement to share with us?
Yes, I do.
Can you send us their statement?
Yeah, just send me. I'll send it to Wilfred. Wilfred will share it with you. But more interestingly, is the email.
So Mr. Adama, because we gotta go,
AU does not say anything. ECOWAS does not say anything. The Chinese don't say anything. Of course, they're the beneficiaries. The Chinese are the ones.
And that's where I'm going, right? We want to say thank you, Adama. It's good to see you, Dr. Adama. Thank you, Barrister. We will hold you in contempt. Barrister,
let us help Nigeria. Let's help Nigeria.
We will hold you in contempt. We'll knock the gavel. We'll hold you in contempt. We want to say thank you very much. It's good.
Stato, can we close? Can we close while they are here?
No. Again, are you afraid of Ambassador Asa Yamblo? He's still coming back.
No, I wanted to respond to Dr. Adamu.
He lacked manners.
Thank you. I don't know what Thank you very much. Thank you for coming on. We'll bring you guys again. Right, Dr. Adama, thank you very much.
Okay. Terrorist apologies.
Give some wait 1 minute. All this time this thing been happening before we bring Asa Yamblo on, right, Emmanuel? Zero from ECOWAS, 0 from AU. They've been quiet. And take Donald Trump. Just say, if you don't stop that nonsense, we coming there. And
Yeah,
now
I bet
that's
what the guy was saying. Yeah.
And now they're all jittering, right? Let me say this, and people may not like it. Whether you're Muslim or you're Christian, you don't go after one group because of the religion to slaughter them. Boko Haram declared themselves to be a Muslim group, a Muslim jihadists. These guys said it on the show. You want to have another Afghanistan if Nigeria don't take care. But Donald Trump said, I'm not going to sit as president and then nothing happen. You slaughter Christian. And so people can go up and calm down. Tinubu got to fix it. If you don't fix it, Trump is coming to fix it for you. And that's a fact. It got to stop. Somebody say, I believe in Jesus Christ, God the Father, the creator of heaven and earth. You go kill them for it? You go, is Christian killing mostly in our region? Because we got to stop this nonsense. And man can believe in anything you want to believe in, but just pursue his religion freely. And that's just right. How dare you to kill him because he said he believed in God, he believed in Jesus Christ. But it was good having both sides on tonight. I think we did justice to the conversation. And we're bringing it back on. I hope that no UN and EU and AU and ECOWAS should convince Donald Trump to stop. I hope he go further with what he said he would do. The man that died, the Nigerian president that died, he didn't stop it. What's the name? Buhari. The other guy that was there, that playing soccer now, Obasanjo, he didn't stop it. Tinubu, that old leader, he would stop it. The guys are under pressure. So listen, guys, this nonsense got to stop. Don't kill somebody because they believe in their religion. It got to stop. And Gibson, I'll tell you what, I don't know why people get invested for you, Gibson. Dr. Adamu is a Boko Haram sympathizer. I wanted to tell him, but Winfred said I shouldn't tell him. He's a sympathizer to Boko Haram. You know, he is. And you cannot do, the man cannot condemn Boko Haram. He dancing around, he said that Christian, that Nigerian thing. Oh, my man, y'all stop, man. But this is why we have this phone talk. We're going to bring back the Ambassador Asa Yamblo to deal with Gibson, Jerry Gibson. Ambassador is here. He said he's not going home. We should solve this issue tonight. We should finish it. And it's good to bring in Ambassador. Ambassador, can you hear us better now? Are we good? There you go again. You come back on the show without hearing you.
I'm hearing you very,
okay.
very
Good. We can hear you now. I put you by Gibson. Yo. Yeah.
So let me conclude on that first topic or first headline that says I did not do much for the release. The last meeting that we held at Lane Street, we pointed out in the meeting where all Crown elders and citizens, you ask Superintendent Chris Bailey, you ask any other citizens, we pointed out who was involved. And I think Jason Cheru knows that, but he will hide it. But I'm waiting for 2029. And I want to be very clear that 2029, I will be politically active. All options are on the table. Let me be clear.
No, are you running 2029? Forget what the politically active. You're already politically active. You are already politically active. Are you running 2029?
Stenton, please.
No, are you running 2029? You want to give us a politically active again?
Stenton.
Yes, sir.
I don't, when I was in the legislature, I like disruption. But right now, I'm a diplomat, so I don't like this.
But are you running 2029, though?
So let me conclude on this, please. I'm
just asking a simple question. Dama, can you adjust the ambassador camera, please? Dama, can you adjust the ambassador camera? He getting off camera. Ambassador, are you running 2029 for the senatorial seat?
I will be politically active. All options are on the table.
Why can't you announce it now? Why can't you?
Why would I announce it now when this is not the period of election? You are active politically right now.
Period for election. Let's go to the subject matter. Don't use distraction.
When you want to return back, when you want to return to the Capitol building?
No,
I want us to fast forward. Gibson said you served 9 years, you didn't do anything. Why do you think you want to go back? Why do you want to go back?
Gibson said, I listened to it. Give me the space. Unless because he's your panelist, and I may be your panelist tomorrow too. I may request for it because I'm an expert.
Go ahead.
You put me onto that list. So please, I want the people in Radio Land to listen what the Asenyinambo say. Because I fought for the release of the people. I sent you pictures where I went on to the village and I called names where Eugene Nambe, Ekoli, and Sam Wulu all join me. Asha Kone. I am telling you, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, former president, is in Liberia maybe, or anywhere. You can contact her and ask. So I'm providing evidence. So don't distract me. Secondly, the legal process did not work. Our people were declared guilty, put in prison for lifetime. That what precipitated my coming back to Liberia to talk to Madam President, the political process to be handled. And Madam President went and gave clemency. So I just want that to be clear. It was clemency that freed the people. In 2019, the balance 4 persons, former President George Manuel Weah freed them. So that's the situation. The second thing, and we know who were in connivance with the government to have our people in prison. And I think Gibson Cheru knows the people because I know how he came here to the studio to say these things. So the second thing, Gibson Cheru went last week. He indicated that Nese Doe burial and the late President Samuel Kanye Doe reburial did not exercise leadership, and that the former President Weah, I led the vacuum for him to be disgraced. That's not correct. That's intentionally his own creation. Because what happened was that when Madam Nese B. Doe died, we went on the mat, we had a meeting, I set up a committee of 6, and we met President Weah at house. At that time, Veronica Doe had not come. I spoke with her. She gave me the go-ahead. I led a delegation of Nese Nyong, Maurice Lai, Sam Boo, the Grand Judea woman president called Ruth Molu. We went to President Weah's house. We spent almost 2 hours and 30 minutes. We ate it all there. When we went there, we briefed him about the situation. He said, I'm very, very sorry. He talks about his connection with the Crown people. And then he says, I'm supposed to travel, but I will see you people on the mat first before I travel. But in Grand Judea, the CDC high-power delegation, including led by the chair, will be in Grand Judea. We didn't stop that far. In fact, to the point where he says that anytime when you people are in readiness, I'm ready to go. So we say, okay, what we'll do is that we'll schedule, because the President Bouaka is supposed to go there. So what we'll do here, when we know the exact date of President Bouaka going there, then we'll make sure to call you. The protocol call us and say President Bouaka will come this date. So as a result of that, we communicated again with President Weah. He said, no problem. Even in the evening, in the night, that my family people, I will be there. This is the situation. I contacted Mommy. She said, there's no problem. In fact, when we were leaving, the uncle of Mommy from the mother side said, President Weah, as soon as Mommy comes, she will meet you first before, and come to the mic. He said, I'm available. We sat in his living room and used 2 hours, 30 minutes. He was not tired. As time we want to wake up to go, he will say, just sit down. You're not lecture. Just sit down. this situation here, it helped every one of us. So we ourselves, we say, okay. Then when Mommy came, I contacted her. Veronica came, I contacted her. I said, well, let's schedule first because we met him and let's schedule to go there. So he said, Ambassador, you know the country. If I come now and in the night I run there or in the afternoon, they will say there are other discussions that were held. So let him come first. When he comes, after they, finish speaking to everybody, then we will find time to go because we got time to go to Grand Gire. And then we'll come back, we'll sit down with him. And I communicated with the president. I communicated with Honorable Eugene Nambe. I communicated with Ambassador Kemea. And they all embraced it. And President Weah came. When he came, and then he gave a contribution and anything. In every given situation, when somebody dies in a family, most especially, person of prestige and other things, these because people are traumatized. I said it. And then the situation came with the rice, the cow, the this, but I was there to put it under control. And then we went to Grand Gire. We also met President Bouaka more than 3 times before we went to Grand Gire. I think you people saw the pictures and every other thing. And President Bouaka assured us and said, I will make sure that Madam Doe and Mr. Former President Doe will get a befitting burial. And in fact, I was supposed to go by flight, but I'll go with you people along the road to go to Grand Gire. That's how we went to Grand Gire. So after the burial, when we came back, because I stayed there for a week to have peace for Madame Doe. So when we came back, President Weah called me to commend me. The leadership that I'm showing. The Grand Gire Association called me to commend me. And other family members. In fact, when the president of the Republic of Liberia, President Bouaka went to the US, the morning he was going to see President Trump, he called me to commend me and say, Ambassador, you did extremely well. And I think, this thing, it wouldn't have been possible if all of us did not put our hands together to make sure it's successful. So where did he come from that I did not show leadership? I showed the best leadership, and most of you monitor it, but because when somebody sends you, you got to say something. And that's why it is. The second thing, the third thing that he sent forward, he said, the 9 years I spent in the legislature, I was just blogging about both business and I did not do town hall meetings. But what is this? That's why we call it disinformation. Out of the 9 years, I spent 7 of the 9 years to do town hall in total. In Bason Jaudi, in Zwedru, in Kunambo Ziatan, every time when I reach to Grand Gire, whether I'm going for just a break or I'm going for constituency break or legislative, we call it legislative agriculture break from there, the legislative break. We go there, I will have meetings, I will brief the people, and I will speak ground in briefing the people of what we did, and then they themselves will express. That will happen because of 2014 that had the Ebola. So that happened. There is no human being that I can challenge that I did not do it except him, because he knows what he's doing. The third one, and so something, he said the sport association. I did not take care of the sports association. Let me just give you the historicity, my memory. In 2008, 2009, when we were preparing for county meet, I went to Grand Gire. When I went to Grand Gire, I sent for the executive. And I can send you the number of the sport president since 2005. Let me indicate to you. I called Aries Dian. He's in Monrovia here. I will send the number to him and you will confirm it for you independently. What I'm going to say. 2008, when I was coming from the States, I bought jersey and boots for the team from the States. The jersey that they use, it was not purchased in Monrovia. I took it from the state. In my yard, in Swedru, Keita, the late Keita, Jackie Bruce, him, Aries Dian, I called all of them, the executive, and presented it with cash. And I've been with the team. 2000, that time, you remember 2000, we went to 2009, 2010, we went to Nima for the football game. We were defeated in Nima. At the same time, Maryland and Monserrado was playing, and then Maryland filed in protest that Monserrado, brought in 2 White division players. So the protest, Maryland won it. There was 45 Grand G there, and Nima to go for final. At the SKD Sport Complex, if you were in Monrovia, during the time Samuel Doe used to carry Lone Star, I marched with the team on the football field. You can ask Danisha Sekwe, you can ask Gray and the rest of the people. I marched with the football team. I was in the green and white sweatsuit. I was sitting with the technical staff. I was not sitting at VIP. I was on the field. They announced me. And I'm saying this for the sake of the record that you can check on it. That game, we were defeated 2-0 by Nima. And Nima took it. That's where we went to final. In 2011 and 12, and 10 and 11, there were a little misunderstanding when I bought Boo's jersey for the team, and the other lawmaker, I don't want to call him, and he said that the team will not take it, and then that delayed the process a little bit. But finally, the technical committee came and said, no, we got to take it. He's a senator, and he gave us these things, so we got to take it. That was 2010, 2010, and 2011. And at that, we went to quarterfinals with Monserrado. We were defeated. 2011 and 2012 was the time I called citizen at GW Gibson Cherub. I called citizen there. I made the initial contribution of 2,500 United States. Our players were at Azul Hotel, 72nd, before Roland Duo plays. When Willie Dwyer and the other people, were on a committee, I was the one. So that's 2013 to 14. I sent car to Grangy there, a pickup. That pickup spent a week and came with the team. And I spent 2 days in Banga, in Bon County. We played Bon County and the game drew, but then Bon County had one player that was not that was registered as a 4th division player. I went to the sport ministry, U.S. Sport. You are Danisha Sekwe and Gray.
So Ambassador, can we come in now? Can we on the you got your live Kev eating on the show. Oh, Kev, don't you on our show, man? Ambassador, can we ask you a question?
I abandoned the sport something. There was a gentleman who was on the show last Sunday. He spoke about education. That's my strength. That's my strength. So far as I'm concerned, I organized GUSU. I was the first to draw wide E's that government using today in 2005. 6, 9, 12 grader. I did it for 4 years in Grand G.
Ambassador, let ask you some questions, sir. Allow us, you explaining, we listen to you, but let ask you some questions. Ambassador, can you hear me?
I'm hearing you, my brother.
Thank you. Yeah, get some water. So for 9 years, that soccer boots. For 9 years, that soccer boots.
No.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
No,
Ambassador, let me ask my question.
We not come to development project. I'm
Ambassador.
They not do anything for sports. So no tangible development project. They are in Grand G there. That's not what he said. He said, the sport, the sport team. So I chronologically, I left the country 2015 February, the first week in February. I returned last year. Maybe he doesn't know.
Ambassador.
So
9 years.
More boost, you know, for the
Ambassador, 9 years.
Talking about my assistance to the
Ambassador, you are not giving us chance to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
9 years when you were in the country and representing the people of Grand Juda, give us 5 tangible in Grand Juda that we can point to today from you. 9 years.
Okay, so please, that area is settled for us to discuss. I just don't want for us to be jumping. You understand? Those allegations.
No, I understand. I feel with you and Jerry Gibson. No, Ambassador. I'm done with you and Jerry Gibson. Leave us. No, listen. Ambassador, listen. Let me make it easy. Because anything you say tonight, Jerry get people in Grand Juda now, they will attest to it. So you served the people for 9 years. You went to the highest in the Senate as a pro tem. Give us 5 things we can point to today that you did for the people of Grand Juda while representing them as a senator.
Okay, thank you very much. Since you want for us to go there, I'm ready to go there. The cardinal responsibility of a senator or a representative, a member of the legislature, you got 3 responsibilities. One is representation, the other one is lawmaking, and the other one is oversight. You know where my 4-pointer come from? IRI and NDI gave me A throughout because of my presentation. 40% of the bill, executive bill that came to the legislature, I was part of it. I co-sponsored them to the point where people thought I was Unity partisan. That's one aspect of it. Personal tangibility, if you talk about passing bills, I pass bill. If you talk about putting money in a budget to construct road, I did that. I will send you a copy of 2012, budget, where I put 150,000 in our budget for Jaudi Road that faced the bridge all the way to Quebec. I did that. I will tell you tangibility for the community college I was created. That's my legacy. I will tell you the creation of the Grand Juda University Student Union, how it was created. That's my legacy. I will tell you that the high school that is used by the Fuller community in Swedru, I built it. I will tell you in Jaudi, the town hall there, I built it. That's personal project. I will tell you the town hall in Seattle, I built it. I will tell you the town hall in Seattle, I built it. But I'm telling you, the responsibility of a lawmaker, those 3 cardinal functions, I was up to tax with it. You can ask anybody. Gray was saying it here the other day, Honorable Gray, you heard it. I listened to it. So there are a lot that are there. If you want to see the landmark case, the youth policy of Liberia, the law, I presented it to the legislature. You ask NASA. NASA is FIA right now. You ask him. I led it. I went with Tewan Gonglo on the executive law with the code of conduct.
Ambassador.
I can name.
Ambassador, we got to move on. Let me bring the other guys. But I will tell you, how I operate, Ambassador. I'm disappointed.
You are?
I'm disappointed. And I think, thank God you didn't announce tonight that you will be running. You said all options on the table. You didn't announce that you will run 2029. You said all options on the table. Well, let me finish, sir. Okay. Let me finish. And you're my second term, man. You're telling us about representation, lawmaking, oversight. So that what you did for 9 years and why the people took home. That's what Grand Juda looking like that. Because you're in Monrovia making laws and oversight, putting 150,000 in the budget for 9 years to build a road as contribution. But the people of Grand Juda, they listen to you, they are commenting. You're talking about building town hall. You tell us that you build town hall for 9 years, personal project.
Personal projects.
If we calculate how much you receive as a lawmaker compared to you putting money in the budget 150,000. You receive more than 150,000 you put in the budget. But again, people are asking you, my last question, and we'll bring the guys home. Why do you want to go back and represent the people of Grand Julian? Why? Why you didn't do that you would do this time around?
Stanton, let's be very honest. I said to you, I categorize it. I said the cardinal responsibility, I handle it. Then I said personal project. So don't tie it to
why you want to go back. Why you want to represent Grand Julian? Why you didn't do that you think that you're going to do now? Well, what different?
Stanton, I understand your concern. I told you this is not election period. I believe in the laws of the Republic of Liberia. This is not time to campaign. This is not time to declare that you're running. I know the law very well. I come from the legislature. So you're not going to drill me to the violation of the law. I said 2029.
If you say you're running, there is no violation to say I will be running.
All options are on the
table. Gibson, let's bring you on. Let wrap this up. Gibson, you listen to your
declare myself that I'm running for vice president or senator or representative for Liberia. Stanton, I know the law.
Are you a sedition or UPIS? Are you a sedition or UPIS? Are you a sedition or your Unity Party member? Which party you belong to?
I'm a sedition.
Did you refuse an offer, the job President Barga was offering you? Did you refuse it because you're sedition?
Stanton, you want to distract the conversation right now?
No, I'm asking you a question that I planned. I told you coming on the show for us to talk. Did you refuse a position that will offer you from President Barga because you're sedition?
So who told you? Where did you get the information?
I'm asking you. If you answer me, we'll go on. Did you refuse a position that will offer you by President Barga because you're sedition?
I have not heard it yet. Only from you.
Did you refuse a position that will offer you from President Barga because you're sedition?
I am a bona fide sedition. Period.
Did you refuse a position that will offer to you?
No,
but this president.
It's supposition. I said
it's not supposition. Ambassador, we can listen. Ambassador, we can go up and down. Did you refuse a position that will offer to you by President Barga?
Nobody offer me position. Offer me position.
Okay. No. So when we put it out, don't get mad with us.
Nobody told me to offer me position. You said you heard it. That's what you told me. You said
when
you heard it.
No. Here's the issue. Ambassador, remember you are answering this question. And if you said no and we put it out, don't blame us. Did you refuse
offer me position? Nobody offer me position. Stanton offer me position.
Gibson, the ambassador that sedition, you want to Unity Party people job. But go ahead, Gibson.
Before I make a comment, let me ask my senior brother, Brother Yinambo, when the brothers were arrested and detained at various police stations in Monrovia, did you visit any of them?
I was not here until the case started because I was in the U.S. I said,
did you visit them when they were at the Monrovia Central Prison?
Yeah, I made 2 visits.
Okay.
But my concern directly was political, to solve the problem. And that political solution is what I derived and what we went through for the president to get clemency after they were declared guilty.
Did you make any personal contribution to the brothers that were in jail?
My man, I said it.
Yes or no?
I said it to you here from the opening. I said the first meeting I gave 225,000. The second meeting I gave 100,000. I said it to you. Okay. And you know the story. So
let me say this. Stanton.
The gentleman who sent you, I don't think he gave you more information.
Senator Ambassador Yinambo. Nobody sent me.
I doubt it.
As a matter of fact, I'm not rooting for Zoe, if that is what you're thinking.
Oh, okay. Then I did not call anybody name, but you are going there.
You are talking about quiet. Number two, if Zoe were to run, I probably would not support him. I believe that there's time for us to now veer the entire Grand Jury leadership into a direction of people who are willing to make a different impact. I think you people play your game and should exit the scene. Again, I say to you, Zoe is your mother's, your sister's son. The people of Grand Jury, they are not stupid that they will be fighting between you and Zoe. You spent 9 years in the Senate. You were Senate pro tem. Your budget alone as a Senate pro tem was nearly $2 million.
It's not true.
I said nearly $2 million. You don't have to be $2 million. How much was your budget as a Senate pro tem?
The budget as a Senate pro tem in the office was 1.4 million. It's not nearly 2 million. And when it's 1.4 million, it's not individual salary. It's the entire.
I didn't say the individual salary.
And I was Senate pro tem for 2.5 years, not 6 years, not 9 years, 2.5 years. I was Senate pro tem. I don't want to educate you on that.
Here is the issue that you are missing. You claim you were the most closest to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. You just confirmed. Hey God, will you please let me speak?
No, but I want to interject, please.
But when you're talking, I'm not interjecting.
No, but because you are fabricating. Because the closest person to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was Chris Bailey. The superintendent was the closest. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf went to Grand Jury and was talking to Chris Bailey house. Chris Bailey is a United Partisan. I'm not United Partisan. I was originally NDPL. When NDPL merged in 2011, bringing Winston Tubman to be the Senate Bureau, and then bringing former President Weah to be the Vice Senate Bureau. That's why we met. That's when we met. But when I was
so let me ask you one more question before I end my comment. Senator Yambo, after serving 9 years, what did you not do at the Senate that you want to go do there?
So is that a reaction?
I'm asking a question.
Well, I'm saying that the period that we are talking about, there is no campaign right now. There is no statement that you can give that will be your campaign statement. Let's go to substantive matter. I'm saying about the Constitution.
Under the librarian law, under the election law, just to say I will contest, it's not against the election law.
No, the Constitution.
Let's move to the other space.
All right. Okay, so no problem. Stanton, let me just say this, and then he can make his closing. When he go, we can close. Let me just say this, Stanton. The people of Grand Jury are waiting for it. Let me just say this first of all. George Weah does not need a Asa Yinabo to win in Grand Jury. Let's get that very straight off the back. Isaac Yinabo needs a George Weah to win in Grand Jury, not the other way around. So we don't need.
The first fallacy is.
Can you please get me chance? Let me make my statement. You will make your closing statement. You can attack me if you want. When I finish, you will counter me.
You are giving fallacy statement.
Yeah, when I finish, you can tell a fallacy statement.
Okay, go ahead.
I finish.
None
of you in Grand Jury, can with any of you help can make George Weah to win or lose Grand Jury.
100% you are correct on this.
They are hey God, Jesus.
The most popular person, most liked person in Grand Jury County. You are 100% correct on this.
Number two, Isaac, you were one of the person who described George Weah all kind of way when you were in Ellen Bosom.
100% wrong and fabricated. Because George Weah have been my brother. He made me president pro tempore.
When I finish, you will speak.
Yeah, but I don't like misleading information. He made me president pro tempore. You can ask anybody in the CDC. Then you say you are the number one. I will talk
Russell.
So
Russell, let's hear you, Russell.
He meeting me as a ambassador in Europe. When you sit down,
instead of begging me not to let you off.
Now let Russell go ahead. We got to end this. Russell, please.
It's information.
Put Jeru in the back, man.
Yeah. Get information.
Yeah, we put Jeru in the back, Center.
No, for what? For what? Don't come back up, man. Where you going in the back for?
No, I put him in the back. I put him in the back.
Me, President
Russell, you got question or comment?
No, I will pass on to T1.
Yeah, Wanto, can we hear you?
As always, I would say towards 2029, President Weah is leading an inclusive campaign. So all voices from Grand Jide will be encouraged to support. Grand Jide politics is a whole new politics, but I like the fact you acknowledged that President Weah still remain the most popular person in Grand Jide, which is a matter of fact.
Excellent.
What I will ask you,
Wato, can you pass down because you agree with the ambassador?
No, I got one question. So, holding all factor constant because you cannot campaign. What are some of the names that you know in Grand Jide that you will name out that could also, defeat the current senator? Since you now in the capacity of name, are there other names that you can be able to look at towards 2029?
You see, Wanto, I came to this place to discuss substantive matter. I'm not interested to look at personality. I was senator. I was president pro tempore. I was in Grand Jide just 2 months ago. So I'm not here to discuss personality. Who will be there and who will not be there? You do your research. Say, all options are on the table. I will be politically active in 2029. Period.
All right, that's all my question. Because
Can I come in?
You go last.
Yeah, let me come in.
And we're not discussing national issue because I'm here to discuss a lot of issues.
No. You know what, Ambassador? Let allow Kev to answer his question.
Ambassador, a couple of months ago, I listened to Zopen. This is not about the race. This is about the people of Grand Jide. I listened to Senator Zopen. Behind him, he had a couple of guys were chanting about killing somebody, murdering somebody. The video there, I will try and get and send it to you. Anybody stand, they were murdered, they were killed, there was chanting. He did not stop that. And then he made a comment that he is not there to pass law. All he wants, let people come to him, so long he pays somebody medical bill, that's all he care about. His function, let people who want to pass law, let it pass law. He don't care. Well, if somebody come, so long the people will come and beg him, and I repeat, and beg him so he can pay somebody and medical bills, somebody this. You pro tem, that's the function of a lawmaker to subject the Grand Jideans to beggars.
Kev, I was in the legislature, and from the legislature, I went to diplomacy. I spent 9.5 years in Brussels at the EU. There are a lot that I did for this country. And I thought my brother would have give us a chance to navigate a lot of things. So to discuss, I do, this person did this person did that. Let me try to resent from that. Whether that's the function or that's not the function, I think I need to disengage that process. What I do believe that the records are in the legislature. Everybody that went there, they will say 4-pointer. I didn't buy it. They'll say constitutional guru. I did not buy it. IRI, the International Republican Institute, the NDI, the National Democratic Institute, every year grade lawmakers. I am A in all. Number 1, number 2, number 1 for 7 years. I signed an agreement with Congress to have the Host Democracy Assistance Program, of which I took, senators, and the program continues. Those are substantive things. I helped 40% of the executive bill that came from the executive mansion. I contributed to making sure that those bills are introduced on the floor. I was acknowledged by former President Selig. I was acknowledged by former Vice President Boata in his office, and President Selig called on me, "Are you going for re-election?" I said, "No, I want to explore international thing." And then the president said, "You got it. I'm going to, based on your background, I will send you to Brussels." That's how I went to Brussels as Liberian ambassador extraordinary. So basically, that's what I can say. But to discuss these other things that
I just want to know the function of a lawmaker.
The function of a lawmaker, there are 3 cardinal functions. One representation is to play inner advocacy. When you hear about parliament, it's a French word meaning.
Yeah, we don't know the function of a lawmaker. We'll take the time to
parler. Your parler is to speak, to talk. The inner advocacy that you are making is that when your people want this, or citizens want this, they bring their opinion and you process it into law. Now, lawmaking is to make an opinion into a statute.
I think you have extra time for Kev on his side, man.
Now,
you gotta go, Ambassador. You can't have to ask a man about the function. The ambassador refused to answer the question whether he's running. He refused to answer those hard questions. But he might lecture us about the 3 cardinal function of a lawmaking. I think you just, because he's a citizen ambassador, so you dare to just waste our time. Because you know that he's a citizen ambassador. Yeah, it's not right. We call the ambassador on the show to discuss issue of national concern. But because he said he supports George Maria, he's a citizen ambassador, so you are wasting our time. You're going to lecture about 3 cardinal function. Let me say this, ambassador. Kev. Kev, you finish. You finish, Kev. I beg you, my brother. Get well with me like business. Go back and eat. Ambassador. This is frustrating, right? Okay. I don't care what you and your brother Gibson Jerry on. You served the people of Grand Jida for 9 years. Yeah. You telling us to go look at townhouses. You telling all that you Bay High School and the Muslim people took it. You telling all 3 cardinal function. Who cares about 3 cardinal function? You said 9 years you were there. You got 150,000 to build the roads. Come on, man, ambassador. I think the best thing you can do. And I would pray again. No. Let me say this, ambassador. I respect you, but this is disappointing. Right? Again, you tell me you want to lecture us, ambassador. I know you're a professor. You're a professor, but don't lecture us on the show about 3 cardinal function. I'm serious. You really need to take your pen and your paper to explain to the people of Grand Jida why you want them to send you back. Number 1, that's the issue. We don't have any younger Grand Jidian. We don't have any Grand Jidian in that place that know the suffering of the people. Maybe that's why you celebrating John Manuel we are, because you know he will recommend you to go back. And to tell you the truth, I think you make a good ambassador. I think you brought a lot of money for European Union, right?
to explain that.
But but we'll call you back. We gotta go. We'll call you back, man. If I were from Grand Judah, I would ask every president to send you back as an ambassador, but not to make you a senator. No, I think it's different. I think it's different. But I have influence. I will speak to my people from Grand Judah, and they do listen to us, by the way. I have great influence there. All right.
That distraction, I'm a boy.
You know, I'm related to people from Grand Judah, right? My first daughter, mom, she's a Grand Judah. And you know that. Let me say that. Maybe you want me to get myself in trouble. But I will say that I say as the ambassador said, I say Yamblo, we're happy that you came on tonight. We're happy that you came on today. I still love you. I still respect you. You my uncle-in-law, you know, and I wish you well. And, you know, but you intentionally rejected the position from George Barnett, from Joseph Boakai, because George Barnett, we have told you not to take the position because you're sedition. And I hope you can have the time to explain that. The former president told you not to take that position because you're sedition, and you rejected the position that was offered to you by President Joseph Yima Boakai. We should let the people know, you know. Thank you very much for coming. May it please your honor, sir. Thank you very much.
You closing me up. So, second, Brother Russell, I think Jeru and Wanto and Hassan, I'm happy to be with you today. And I think that, you know, most of the time when these critical things come up, you know, it's just because of my own brother. You have called me on several occasions, and I will be available so that we will interact. We'll give some exposure to the Liberian people on a number of things. You know, this has eating up the time, but don't worry, I'm available. I'm in town. Whatsoever you think and whatsoever you want for me to say, when it's not proper, I will not say it. When the timing is not there, I cannot say it. I said, and I repeat, I will be politically active in 2029. All options are on the table, period. You either accept it or you reject it. For me to make declaration tonight, I will feel that it's not the proper way to go. This is not a campaign season. Everybody that want to be president, vice president, they are doing different things right now. This is not about campaigning. So let me just be clear. I did not come on this forum to deal with individual. That individual say this and that. I'm looking at the real issue, and I provided evidence. And I think my brother Gibson, he understood exactly. We have no qualms. I don't know when he left for the States. I haven't seen him for a long time. And because I heard his voice the other day, I said I gotta come back. Maybe he's missing the guy who was in Liberia and left the country and then back. I've been here almost 14 months now. So I'm available. You can call me anytime in a week, except in the evening hours. I will be in the classroom, and other than that, I'm available. And I think
Ambassador has Prince Maxwell. That's your son, Prince Maxwell.
Well, Prince Maxwell. Should I go into that? Yes,
no,
I think.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. Thank you very much, Ambassador.
I will go into that.
No, Ambassador, thank you. Ambassador, thank you. It's good to see you. No, Ambassador, we have to go. Dama, can you come on the show? Ambassador, we have to go. Thank you.
Okay, I will spare him for today.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Have a good one. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say we appreciate you on a beautiful Sunday. You know, we have the Ambassador Ase Yamblo. I call him Sir Ase Yamblo. And listen, he represented the country well. But this thing about coming back to represent for a Grand Judah, gets in. You ain't got nobody else. It either be Zoe or your uncle, Zoe or your cousin. You gotta be serious, man. You ain't get nobody else for Grand Judah. You're gonna take Kanyo back. Maybe Kanyo will make a good senator.
No, I think the problem, Stato, and I will say that today, so Grand Judah can hear me. I don't care how they feel right now. I would say what I want to say. There are some foolish Grand Judah in our county that continue to elect foolish people. Let me just say this. There are a lot of good people that have gone that could change the trajectory of our country politics, but they always are being stuck with people who will do nothing for them. And they continue to justify those things. You know, one time I told some of the youth, they are the reason why we have the kind of problem. Because the youth, they have no direction. When time for election, they are split and more mediocre. They are not willing to put their foot down to elect people who will change the trajectory of our politics. In fact, I can tell you now, Granadians hate Granadians coming from America, but they forget to know that some people came to America to improve their intellect, to improve their knowledge, to improve their understanding, to be able to serve well. You come from America, you are Granadian, you go to Granada, they treat you like trash, they eat your money, they lie to you, and they elect the same foolish people they want to elect. We are tired with that nonsense. Tired with the nonsense. And to continue to elect people, let them go ahead and elect the people. They're the one always suffering. I was thinking number one was senator. You know what they counted the budget for Granada? 500,000. It dropped down to 400,000. And they sit down there, nothing they are thinking about. They were there when they put Putu Mountain.
Thank you. We have to go. Again, I want to say, Gibson, thank you, my brother. Okay. So
for me, I'm going to be leaving my party statement now. I'll stand up because I got
we got to hold you there. We got to hold you there. You got to whisper.
It's enough.
Next week. Russell, look, Jerry, they got to hold you to talk. Russell, give us your closing statement, my friend.
Thanks, Stanton, and thanks to all of the listeners and viewers today. I thought it was a beautiful show. Had very knowledgeable guests, and I think the information that they shared was great. I mean, there's some folks who disagree with the information. I mean, Nigeria is a big country. It means a lot, and the statement that Trump made. That is very significant. It is resonating not only in Nigeria but across West Africa, because whatever happens there in northern Nigeria, it has the potential for spilling over into other parts of West Africa, especially going towards our corner of West Africa, where the Manor Union is, and all of that. I know one of the two gentlemen who appeared there. I live in that region, so I can relate to all of the issues and all of the concerns that people have. But when I lived there, I lived there as an American with armed guards and protection and all of that. But there were a lot of killing done there by groups of Boko Haram. They were attacking churches, especially within the Middle Belt area. And there are 36 states in Nigeria. I've been to 33 of the 36 states. I work all over there, all around. So I'm quite familiar with the issues. And I personally know many, many people who are suffering and also who are applauding this effort by President Trump to try to bring some sort of resolution up there. The government is clearly incompetent. The government has not been able to do anything. I mean, right now, what is happening, you're seeing that because of the incompetence by the government, there are a lot of people who are benefiting from this chaos, from the insurgency that has been going on for all these years. They're making money off it. And so they really don't care about the poor, regular people, especially within the middle belt section of the country. So they see this news that is coming down and that is being released by Donald Trump. They see it as a welcoming sign to try to turn things around in Nigeria and stop the killing. So great show, great guests. I didn't like how some of the panelists approached some of the guests. I mean, Stanton, you were very hard and asked some really pointed questions, but you're very respectful and very, very mild-mannered in asking the hard and tough questions. But all in all, it was great, a great show, great conversation. It's great to see Spoon going out, not just narrowly focused on issues in Liberia, but issues that are affecting the region. We are a big platform, and a lot of the issues that we discuss here cut across the sub-region. So thank you. Thanks to you too, Diamond, for putting all of this together, and to all of the listeners and viewers, let's say thanks to you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Russell. Kev, you want to close?
Well, nice show. Thank you. Russell, I listen to you. You say you're an American, Democrat.
What I have to do
when you're doing business with the Liberian,
what I have to do with closely again, Kev?
You're an American. So how can American? What are you doing in our politics? Say you're an American. I confused. You say you're an American. Are you supplying cars to the police and all those things? What's up with that, my brother? You're a Democrat. You're running here. You're an American. Why are you meddling in?
What I have to do with something?
I want to
what I have to do with something, Cap? Did he say that?
Our law is clear. He's a foreign guy. Why is
dual citizenship, man? You know that. What I have to do with something, man?
I just wonder,
Nobody.
I would leave it to Diamond to try to
Liberian American. They may say I'm an American. Now, what step is speaking on it? They may say I'm a Liberian American. But they may say I'm an American. He did not even acknowledge Liberia.
No, he said I'm American.
I'm speaking English, so if you're not picking it up, then that's no problem. I'm saying that
English, say you're an American.
I was there. You had all of these problems going on. It did not directly affect me because the status of that I had while I was there. I'm sure everybody who's listening today understand that, right? I was not there as a Liberian. Okay, I was there working for an American company, protected by an American. So all I was just saying.
But Cap, can you do your closing? Let's go. Leave the mess more now. Let's do your closing. Let's go, man.
No, you see, when you have a foreign people interfere into our politics, then we tend to want to question that. You understand? Because that's how they come into.
Yeah, are you an American? Are you an American, Kev?
It's Stanton.
No, maybe Ice is watching the show. Are you an American?
Stanton, I'm a Liberian, so that's it. The message is American.
You're going to deny whether you're American, Kev. Not to be frank, you're attacking our brother Winfred Russell. I'm asking you, are you an American?
The question, Kev,
I just answered, but the message.
Are you an American, Kev? Kev Hassan, are you Kev Ahmed Hassan? Are you an American?
Stanton, I am a Liberian.
Yes or no?
I am a Liberian.
No, we're not asking you if you're Liberian. Are you an American? Yes or no, Kev?
No, but listen, this is not about me. I already answered I'm a Liberian, but what I'm saying to Russell.
So openly you are denying. Openly you are denying on the international platform that you're American.
Yes.
Are you denying that, Kev?
Listen, I'm just. You know what I've just said to you?
Kev, are you denying that you're an American?
I'm just telling you a place of birth right now.
No,
okay. No, not place of birth.
Where you were born.
Kev, your status right now. Are you an American?
It's not for me. It's not for me. It's about this.
Before I visit. They don't play.
But what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, this man hold a position. This man is a prominent Democrat. He hold a position. He ran. You understand? But he meddling into the internal thing in Liberia, politics in Liberia, his opinion, attacking people. Imagine this: an American is attacking a.
But you are close. Let's go, man. Come on, man. I'm hungry about you.
This man is attacking a sitting senator of Liberia, an American.
Who's that sitting senator?
Snow, an American attacking. Why? I don't know. How can an American attack a sitting senator? So I don't know, man.
So did you see the reason why the American put your senator on sanction? So you got no argument in that, right?
Thank you.
The American, it won't be American government. All your people are on sanction.
You struck a point. Now we know where the sanction coming from. Wilfred Russell. Now we know these are the people who advocate on sanction for our people.
You are lying. I had nothing to do with it.
Now we know. So you see,
I had nothing to do with sanctions.
So this man is a mole. He's a mole.
Oh,
yes, he is.
But now I will say this to you. Thank you very much, Kev. We got to go. One token.
You said Russell is a mole?
Yeah, he's a mole.
Wow,
so for
that's
closing,
huge.
I think today's conversation it shows that Spoon is projecting into regional discourse, and I agree with Winfrey. We should do more of this. The Nigerian current crisis is a very huge issue. And I admire the fact that you brought in two, opposing experts. That's really amazing. They come from different backgrounds. They agreed and disagree, and they were challenged to the highest area. My closing, Stanton, I want to challenge you for the coming days. The issues in Liberia in the coming week is screaming numbers, especially with the budget issues. That means Spoon has a very huge role to play in shaping conversation, not just partisan based, but very patriotic. Because what we're seeing over time is that we have the opportunity to ensure that for the next year, we can have better progress in our country in healthcare, especially in youth, for instance, youth opportunities that have been depleted over time. In recent time, one of the issues we're seeing is that young people who supported Unity Party are crying for jobs and employment opportunity, lack of skill training, and several other issues. So I think this week is a week that Spoon, demonstrate that level of that they've always done over time, that they are ready to be able to challenge the tough questions in some of these very critical conversations, especially with the national budget, which is a very huge issue. And beyond that, I'm always very happy to be part of Spoon. This is unprecedented, and I always admire the fact that you create that platform. Regardless of political differences, we can sit, we can discuss, and we can have a conversation. And at the end of the day, we are shaping perception towards 2029. It's a big task. You may not know what this platform is doing, but it's a gateway of Liberia democracy in free speech, in conversation, and in shaping political discourse. So I'll stop here. Damo, thank you for all the late night, and Stanton, thank you for the opportunity. And I also want to appreciate all of the guests as well.
Thank you very much, Manfred. It's always good seeing you. Gibson, you close already, my man. Let me
Just give me 1 second, 30 seconds, and I'm going to start.
Okay, go ahead.
I promise. Look, I am disappointed in Dr. Adamu when he was making his presentation with these graphs and PowerPoint and stuff. I was initially elected, and I thought I was going to see something very valuable from that. Unfortunately, he spoke like every other Muslim speak about evil in the Muslim community. Let me tell you my particular fear about the way the people speak. Every time they do something, they say, oh, but they came Muslim too. But when they came Muslim, they didn't raise any concern. But when we're talking about pro-killing Christians, they say, but even Muslim too, they die. Listen, Franklin, you just played a video recently. Since we have been knowing our brothers Mandingos in Liberia, we never see them with cutlass in the street. We never saw any of that. The other people that are coming and infiltrating our communities, they are now having cutlasses in their hand and doing halal kabalu. We got to be careful. Boko Haram and Al-Qaeda and ISIS are penetrating the Muslim communities in everywhere where are vulnerable. They are looking for vulnerable places. They are almost taking over the whole of northern Nigeria. All the northern Nigerian states are under threat because of the Islamic jihadism. So when we see the kind of people come and start to, can you imagine? They couldn't condemn Boko Haram. A man who said he agreed that the Nigerian law classified Boko Haram as a terrorist group, yet you asked him 4 times, he couldn't even condemn Boko Haram. Then when I say the man is a terrorist apologist, then people say I disrespect the man, I'm gonna withdraw my statement. He looked like somebody who I can withdraw my statement from. The next time he comes, it will be tougher if he speaks the same way. That's the only way we people can go in their bed when they lay down on their mattress and they put their head on their pillow and say, hey,
make sure you don't go to
that guy told me what I really didn't want to hear. He really told me. That's how they learn their lesson. These Islamic terrorist apologists, we need to tell them in their faces that they are apologists. And I feel I got no regret for that. In fact, Russell, thank you for bringing the man so I can tell you in your face.
Thank you, guys. We want to say to all of you, thanks for joining Spoon tonight. I want to say thank you very much. Thanks very much, Winfred Russell, for bringing in those guests. I think that it was necessary that we have a regional conversation with them. I think everyone should applaud Donald Trump's decision, whether you're Muslim or you're Christian, that the military intervention, not only in Nigeria, but the region as a whole, folks that choose to eliminate one religious group, they should be condemned. I would say this, they should be condemned. If we do not have the superpower of the world come into our backyard and help us, to stop these issues, then we got problem. We need to embrace Donald Trump's decision. We need to celebrate him and give him the Nobel Peace Prize. That if you touch one religion together, the world will come after you. America will come after you. So what if you're Muslim? So what if you're Christian? Why should you kill a Christian because of their faith? This is wrong. And that's the reason why we brought in Nigerians, Dr. Adamu and Barrister Titi. And you listen to their position. We welcome them to come again. If Tinubu cannot fix it, Donald Trump will fix it for Tinubu. Will not be intimidated and say, well, we'll not go to Nigeria or we'll not travel. No. Donald Trump must use the opportunity right now that he has, to go against those terrorist group out there. That's nonsense. Build your country, fight for equality, talk about human rights, but you don't kill somebody because of the religion. And you want us, but you know what? Maybe some of these guys then using it for political gain, Gibson. They are using it for political gain. They send Boko Haram out there to intimidate the people. So what you think about intimidating people, Donald Trump will come for you. And yes, indeed, I think for me, I embrace it, and I think that it's the right way to go. If the poor cannot help themselves, and God bless somebody with strength and might to help, thank you very much, Donald Trump. And I think we should do that. We hope this will not cross over to the other part of West Africa. And that's why Donald Trump trying to prevent. Prevention is better than cure. I also want to say it's good to have Ambassador Asa Yamlo on. Ambassador, he's a great ambassador. Brought a lot of opportunities to Liberia. But this thing about going back to Grand Jide to represent the people, we don't have no more. It should be the same recycling politician. But hey, the people of Grand Jide will decide. I really like Ambassador Yamlo. He's a free-spirited human being, and I think that is good that we hear him once he make those decisions. We wish him well. I want to say thank you very much, Donald Slanger. But guys, you have to join us tomorrow. The budget
I think I have to announce my candidacy.
The budget is, you got to draw us. The speaker took his budget of $1.8 million. There is no money in the budget for asset recovery. There is no money in the budget for war crime code. What's going on? The office of the president went up. The office of this, the office of that, NPA is not contributing nothing. One-off payment from Masara Mita, $200 million. Then what? A lot of stuff, a lot of pork is in the budget. Is the budget to rescue or to rescue the few? You want to join us tomorrow? Let's have a great conversation. Damaslaga, thank you very much. The Honorable Rutherford Russell. Don't listen to Kev Hassan. Kev Hassan, we went to France. We were traveling. He's an American citizen, and they found out that his name was Kev Ahmed Hassan. The Ahmed confuses the people. They set him apart from us, and we had to go and beg for him. And therefore, I mean, he cannot travel right now because of that Ahmed name. Maybe he's from Nigeria, and we'll see what to do on him. I want to say thank you, Russell. Thank you very much. Dixie, as always, it's good to see you. T12, thank you. Kev Ahmed, it's good to see you. Again, we wish George Manawe well. We know that he's recuperating. He's doing pretty good. And we pray that God can give him the strength and the understanding that he will bounce back like Loco Z, because we need him on the campaign trail. Get well, Mr. Former President. Dama, take it away, sir.
I said that right quickly before. Dama, maybe you can take this on. But one quick caveat, and we didn't address it in the show, because the Chinese, they came out speaking against Donald Trump and showing the support to the Nigerian government. But one of the things that we have to understand, and we have a lot of Chinese miners in Liberia. So as we talk about the possibility and the potential of this spilling over to Ivory Coast and Liberia and Guinea and that whole region, what the Chinese are doing, Gibson, in northern Nigeria.
Oh, we got to go. We cannot bring another conversation up. It's
I just want to lay. They are supporting these vigilantes.
Let's have the conversation again. We got to go. For me, I don't care but damn about the Chinese. They know the people been killing people. Let us say the Chinese people then there to stop it.
They are paying this.
I see why Kev said because you're a Democrat, you try to blame Donald Trump. Now I'm listening to
I'm not blaming Donald Trump. I'm just trying to
the Chinese been around forever, and the Chinese can't speak like Donald Trump, right? Because they're going in for their own personal interest to get money. Donald Trump care less. If you kill Christians, the very Chinese too, they are in prison Christian or in the place here. Don't get us started about Chinese.
No, but that's what I'm trying to call them out. That's what I'm saying. So we say the same thing.
Donald Trump is right to put out there that if you kill anyone Christian, we're coming after you. They're not saying got to stop.
So I'm just trying to say that the Chinese are not any saviors. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you very much, Winfred Russell.
You spoke very well. You kill any Christian who coming after you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't go after and start killing Christian. Go find reason to.
What the way you laughing for?
Nonsense.
The way you call it, apologies on his
mind. And I don't know who's going to argue about the Donald Trump decision, because this decision is unique. He is telling Tinubu, stop it. If you don't stop it, I will stop it for you. And everybody should applaud that. Yeah, it's the right thing to do. But may God bless us, may God keep us. May God save us for another day. Have a good night, guys.
Yes, sir. A special one.